Boy, Neil just discussed his day. It's going to be even a better day right now. It's the midday show. It is Sharif. It is Joe. Thanks, Brendan. Thanks, Neil. Thanks, Adara. Thanks, Ramin. Thanks, Andre. Thanks, Fabian. Your boy is lit. We're lit right now. We are, what was that word you used? Cooked. Trades not cooked, but trades are moving around. It's 11 o'clock. I go to the gym. We'll be back at 1:45, I believe, for Fed. Ciao to now.
Always early.
I like some introduction music here. What do you think?
Yeah, we don't have it. I thought we had it.
We
didn't hear it.
We did, and then I think it's there is. We just didn't hear it. Greetings and salutations, beautiful people. Welcome to the midday show. This gentleman right there is your boy Joey Options, and I am Sharif. And where are my people at in the chat? There we go. Now they're weaseling on in. Shout out to JL82. We got Andrew Chow. We got Daniel B900, Rex Banner, Brad Warner, Guju Trader. We got Jay Koingi and Yannick Pitchbull in the house, as well as Damien. We got Bitcoin Bubbles. Come on now, it's no bubble now. Come on. We got Anon Purse, Anthony Kano, Skips, Koingi, Trip Q. I like that. M-Stone 1323, and we got Chuck of all freaking trades. Nygaard, numero uno to you today. Ichiro in the house, and so is T. What's up, Joey? We got Just Busy Trading. I love that. Hangry Wife joining us, as well as Jaguar Nut. We got Jay Walken. We got Grunfeld, John Cutler, Private Suite Network. Runaway inflation is boom for stocks, he says. All right, guys, one more. We got Indy 23. I lied, another one. Oh, Gus 88. Good morning, Joe.
Gus 88. Yeah, what's going on? We're just trying to get the chat rocking and rolling. We'll get it popped up. I hope everyone's had a fantastic morning. But you know what I'm about to say. Enough is enough. Let's get into some of these trades.
Like it.
Oh, Bitcoin, oh, Bitcoin. Looking for the continuation on today's session. No go. So we took our 4 stabs at it. You know, I typically have my 3-strike rule. And you know what happens when you take that additional one? So a lot of sideways price action. So not the greatest start, but we got something going here on NVDA. A nice little pop to that side. And now, to be honest with you guys, I'm just going to be patient, and I'm waiting for FOMC. I sold some more calls. Sit up straight, Joseph. I told you this already. No, so I sold some more calls here on IBIT. I like that the market's actually selling leading into this FOMC meeting, because I think it just adds a little bit more probability in the chances that we get a pop on that news. Obviously, a lot determining on the Q&A with Jay Powell after that, whether he's hawkish or dovish. It's funny. I like what Ramin posted on shorts as well, too. So JP just opens his mouth and then boom.
I love those memes.
Yeah, those are the best. But other than that, guys, relatively cool. Market was choppy for the first hour, now starting to find a direction. You can see on the TQs, volume starting to stair-step higher and pick up, so that's just going to give you a little bit more conviction that we are headed to the south side. But other than that, it's going to be a lot of sitting on my hands today, guys, so I won't be in too many trades. Full disclosure, I did use up a lot of risk on these 4 entries. I was ready to rock and roll because we had a nice strong session in IBIT yesterday looking for the continuation, which did not happen, my brother.
I just got called out in the chat. They said, why is he wearing a turtleneck? Is he worried about turkey neck? I'm like, bruh, man, come on, man. I'm not 75 yet, man. Give me a break. Like, hold on a minute. We're aging me a little bit there.
Nowadays, anyway.
What can you do, Joey?
Just a little cosmetic procedure.
Oh, a little quick one.
Just get that skin tightened up, because it seems to be the narrative these days. So, I mean, hey, man, it is. I like the turtleneck. I've been trying to get a turtleneck, but yeah.
That's not even doing it justice.
That's not even doing it.
You gotta show them the video.
You gotta show them the video. All right, guys.
All right, let's get to work, Joey. Come on now. Here we go, guys. There are 8 small cap gappers that I've got on the side chart. The best looking of them is IBIO. Look at the breakout. Here comes $3. $2.99. The breakout is on right now on IBIO. It is a multi-day runner. We all saw what this one did in the pre-market. Alas, it dropped below VWAP during the midday, so I didn't trade it. But it caught a bid again in the afternoon into the aftermarket, and it's continuing again today. And IBIO has been a banger since earlier this month, since the 4th of June. And I'm just picking a random area. It's up 194% and doesn't really look to be making any lower lows. It just continues to put in that that trend of higher highs and higher lows on a wider time frame. 303 high, it already broke through 3. The 10 EMA on the 5 is right at that 2 2/3, 270 area. It's going to need to pull back or clear 3 by some distance so that it can use 3 as support. Otherwise, I don't want to punch in willy-nilly in a random area. As the boys called out as they were ending their show, iRobot, IRBT, also looking real good here. And let's see if this one respects key technical areas of support prior resistance. I'm thinking that 4 2/3 area, we got into 506, we rejected 5 despite clearing it by a few pennies, and here we are already finding some support off the 10 EMA on the 5. Alas, we are still red on this current candle. We're up 34 and change on the day, but there are big boy movers, as there has been now for multiple days in the world of small cap gappers. ASPC, it looks like maybe this trade, the best part of this trade is behind it. We'll have to wait and see. We never really know. It's already up 316%, and it's like $20 off the highs, giving you an idea how high this one was in the earlier trading session. BBIG, another monster trade on the day, 206%. It is halted down, but quite frankly, even though it's halted down, it's still holding trend. And it is respecting these technical moving averages on the way. Take a look at what we did here between 1030 and then the breakout to 1050. We held the 10 EMA on the 5 with some higher lows there. So we're going to be keeping an eye on that. I've got CDT as well in focus. This one, a much smaller name, a slower mover, but a predictable one nonetheless, finding support at the volume weighted average price. It's up 22%. Playboy is going to lose its spot here, or PLAB, whatever the hell this is going to lose its spot on the side chart, double top into 38. It's now losing VWAP and all the moving averages into 35. We'll replace it with something better. And then Kit. Yeah, this one looked good, man. I was about to punch into this. I was going to put my out at prior trough low, prior trough low at 114. I got a little busy with some stuff and didn't end up putting the order, but this one is one that I'll be focusing on, especially, Joseph, if it clears that 124 area. Why that 124 area? Because that is a prior area high. If it clears that prior area high, then we have the higher lows and we also have the higher highs. That's what we call trend trading. So we're going to be keeping an eye here, Joey, on Kit.
Yeah, I'm trying to see if this chair can, you know what I mean? Get that back a little straighter. All right, guys, let's see what we got for the top performing sectors. We're going to hop right into it this morning. Healthcare leading the way, guys, up 0.6%. We have energy as well. All relatively same. The top 3 financials, 0.6, healthcare 0.6, energy taking the lead now, up 0.6 as well, too. The bottom 3 is going to be the comms, utilities, and the tech sector. Dara was talking about it this morning, but we'll go over it one more time. We got earnings after the bell. Yes, that's correct. Oracle, Adobe, Synopsys, Planet, and I think that's it for the exciting stuff. Chewy this morning as well, too, guys, so keep an eye out on some of those names. Now, where, yes, TQs, I knew you were going to get that nice little bounce, a hammer candle right off of these lows. 54.89, and then now we're starting to climb higher. 5-minute hammer candle as well, too. Algo is going to pick that bad boy up. 55.10s, so excuse me, so not too bad of a look whatsoever. Choppy stuff. Here's SMR. I got out of this one here this morning. I was looking for a swing trade and a pop back up to 24. We didn't get that. Ran into 23.17, and now it's coming right back into the middle of this range. So, yeah, I'm like, hey, add it up in here, tighten the stop, and then now we're just out at the break of this. So I wouldn't be surprised if it does break 16. That's $4 south. And you have to take into consideration, you're down 65% from the previous high. So that's a lofty haircut. And with the likes of Netflix as well, too, Shreve, down 35%, I believe, now off of that previous high. I like this. I'm a buy all day. And when we do, I'm telling you guys now.
Tell them, Joey.
I'm telling them now. I didn't see the Jimmy Carter picks for this month. I'm probably not doing so good, courteous to Meta. I was in 3rd place, probably not. But I promise you, Shreve, I promise, I'm going to win it this year. I'm going next year, sorry. I'm going to win it.
What are your Jimmy Carter picks again?
I think it's like, I think I have Apple, Meta, and Bitcoin.
You didn't have Tesla? I thought you
Tesla,
had Tesla.
Yeah, Tesla.
But are you holding Tesla in your personal account?
I'm not.
You're not.
I don't think I'm holding. The only one I'm holding is Meta, to be honest with you. Apple not doing me too good. All right, but yeah, listen, Netflix, that's going to be one of my top picks for 2026.
My man. We're going to Adara.
Yeah, Adara, yeah.
Here's Google. I do have a piece of news here I want to let you guys know. Kind of in the ad space, Google just announcing they're going to be introducing comments on certain YouTube Shorts ads. So now you'll be able to comment on ads on certain YouTube Shorts. Interesting stuff here from an advertising perspective for GOOGL. Back to you.
Interesting, interesting. All right, Joey, we're in iRobot. Let's get right to work here. Here we go. We're breaking out on the robot. We got 75s. We just took 92s, posted now at, 90s. We're posting at 95. Let's go ahead and wait north of 5 now. We're going to wait at 505. Let's see if we can get that continuation through 5. It was a failed break of 5 initially. It is a 506 high, and now we are putting in lower highs. So I'm very much alive to the fact that we are still, despite the fact that I caught a bid here, we're still putting in lower highs. I need to be alive to that. I'm also very, very interested in punching into IBIO. I did a quick test trade here for Assassino. That was not a real trade. So what we're looking for here, this current candle has a lower low than the prior candle, which ended up being a bit of a, kind of a doji candle at 1105. I'm talking about the 1105 candle on the 5-minute chart on IBIO. This current candle has a lower high. It's not the end of the story, but it's just something to be alert to. Looks like 3 resistance there. I got to keep my eye certainly on IBIO, but there goes IRBT again, Joseph, into 95s, 25 pennies in the money now. We're looking for 505 next beak wetter. If we get a decisive and a clean break of 5, not the shenanigans we got on that earlier break at 1050, I will add into this position. So let's see what this one has to offer. But I definitely want to be on IBIO as well. Joseph, as of now, it is back above $3. Here we go. We're a couple of shekels south of that area high on the day. There we go. We're involved now. Didn't get a good price. Oh, man. It price spiked up, and I didn't get to take anything out. Let's post at 14s. Let's post at 18s. There it is into 12s. No profit takers yet on IBIO. Good strength, though, through 3. Can we get that continuation? 14 showing up. Didn't cross. Can't get the print unless it crosses. But we're going to put some more beak wetters there. At current bar low, by the way, is 287. So we'll be looking to defend into this one should it drop into there. But this candle has now made a new high relative to the prior candle. So the trend is intact, even though it did make a marginally lower low. I'm talking about the 5-minute chart always, guys, right? So that's what we're keeping an eye on right now on IBIO. I want to get some more sharage here if I can in the low 3s, high 2s. So we're going to go ahead and wait at 303. Oh, there it goes, Joey, through that 314 area. There's 316 now showing up. That's a new high a day on IBIO. No continuation, though, into the 20 penny area. Still dealing with these mid-teens. What do you got, brother?
All right, man. Same thing. Just talking with Gore, the outstanding. Yeah, man. Not the best of trading, obviously, but that doesn't faze me whatsoever because we'll come back tomorrow. I still have some risk left here. I'm going to save that for the FOMC meeting. I was up at 3:30 this morning, man. This guy, Milo, was just bugging out, so I didn't really sleep too good.
Everything good?
Yeah, everything. He's good, man. He's just chaotic sometimes. All right, SMR, this is the names that we're looking at. There goes Ethereum starting to climb higher, breaking through some of these pre-market resistance zones. And then we have Netflix. We'll get back to the 5-minute here, starting to get somewhat of a rebound. Gorb's like, hey, Joe, do you take that 5-minute on the TQs? No, but that is prime time Deion Sanders right there, guys. Ooh. A nice move as you're heading back towards the volume-weighted average price. Indecision print off the lows on NVDA. I was looking for maybe, I'm not going to say continuation from yesterday, 2 days ago, that is, but nothing that I like from a 5-minute price action standpoint was making me want to get involved with it. Indecision print off of the lows, but not what I was exactly looking for as it's continuing to climb a little bit higher. And then as for Tesla, you're starting to form somewhat of a wedge here. You can see that we have that flat bottom right at 43.79, and then we have these continuous lower highs, guys. So once this is breached, we might have the ability to punch through. So just follow the volume, be patient. Do as I say, not as I do, as they typically, as the saying goes, and wait and hold off your risk if you are looking to play that momentum or any form of strategy leading into the meeting. It's going to be big, and I believe that IBIT's going to pop. I mentioned that I sold some calls. I probably should have been a little bit more patient on that, but that shoulda, coulda, woulda. We could get out and then get right back in if there is any form of a spike and collect a little bit more premium, brother.
IBIO, the breakout is on. It is a 324 high. We have 7s. Let's go. We just took out 20, I think 3. Shout out to Jordan. Now we're posting up at 33s, a third of $1. Looking for continuation here on IBIO. Alas, I did not get any dip trades as this one did not come in to 3. New high a day, 3, 26, 27, 28, Joseph, 29. Let's go, bro. We're waiting at the 33 penny area. We're going to wet the beak here. We're going to take off that 33. We're going to move it up. We're going to move it up into the high 30s now. Good continuation here on IBIO. Very strong. That candle, oh my goodness, that candle, that 1110 candle on the 5-minute chart's a big boy. That's this one right there. Into 329, 330, 333. We already took out that one. We can't take it out again. Waiting for the high 30s now on IBIO. Great strength on this one. Let me just make sure I'm not taking out too much too quickly. We're going to cancel that one, Joey, and we're going to take it out a little bit up here, and then we're going to move it up a little bit more, man. We're going to go to 43s now. Let's go back to IBIO. Sorry, IRBT. So I did get a break through 5 there momentarily. I whipped the beak at 5, but here we go again. We're rejecting $5 again on IRBT. Down into the mid-80s we go. What I see here is respect for the 10 exponential moving average on the 5, and I currently see that price now at around 74. My price is 75. We're going to go ahead and say 69 will be my out 469er. I didn't even put a stop on this one. So we're going to give back a few pennies if this one stops us out, but I have to put it south of the volume weighted average, south of the 10 EMA, not where I got in. The market doesn't care about where I got in. If it cares about anything, which sometimes it doesn't, it'll care about the 10 EMA. And so I have to base my out based on the 10 moving average on the 5. Now, here's the deal. If IRBT comes into the 10 EMA, holds the 10 EMA, we're going to add. We're going to add into this position. Let's see what this one does. Did we put 69? Ozan, you needn't ask, my friend. Shout out to Dallas. We'll be down there very soon, Ozan. Greeting you.
You going Dallas soon?
Maybe. I've been saying that for years.
Oh, because you want to catch a boys game.
Exactly.
Yeah, all right. But
Maybe in a season where they're doing well.
yeah, not
be
much.
Nice.
Not much going on in Dallas.
All right, Joes. All right, take your shots, Joe.
Yeah, I was just being on it. Hey, man, love Chicago. Yeah, thanks, Bills. I appreciate that. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, you could tell Bill's fan. Obviously,
Yeah,
it's the same
obviously.
affliction
Yeah,
Neil suffers
exactly.
from, bro. It's like they got decimated in those 2 Super Bowls.
Yeah.
They're never going to let us live it down. They're going to make fun of us whenever they can. I give Neil credit, man. He's a consistent guy.
Hey, man, Bills suck too, man. At the end of the day,
They don't suck, bro.
It's tough to be a Bills fan.
Yeah, the Bills don't suck,
It's
homie.
tough to be a Sabres fan. This guy.
Oh, he's coming in. You aggravated him now. Now he's coming in.
Listen, it's okay to suck, man. It just sucks to suck.
Oh, boy.
Here's my
Get him, Joe.
Yeah.
Anytime I hear people say it sucks to be a fan of this or that, at the end of the day, it comes down to this. Then you're not actually, it's fine to be a casual. There's nothing wrong with that. I think most people, you're okay being a casual. But if you're a real fan, then that means you love your team. You love your team. You love the city. That's what it's about. So I've never been a fair weather. Like, I was never one of those people. Like, when I started following football, a bunch of my friends were like, oh, they loved Dallas because they were winning. I know guys in my fantasy league that are San Francisco 49er fans because in the 80s they were crazy. And at my age, everyone loved that team. I'm like, okay, that's fine. You ever been to a Niners game? No. You ever lived down there? No. They're just like, oh, I wanted to back a winner. I'm like, that's nice. Have fun with that. I find it's a lot more satisfying to just worry about what you like and be passionate about that. But if you constantly want to love what other people love, like I always want to back the team that's the hottest. I always want to listen to the music that's the coolest. I always want to speak and say the words that everybody's into.
Got him, Neil.
That's great. But I don't know very many fulfilled people that think or act that way, personally. And I think it works the same way with, I always bring this back to trading. It works the same thing in trading and investing. If you're concerned more about how your trade or your perception of your ability to read the markets is viewed, on the trading floor this would happen, or just in general, if you care more about that than whether you're making money or not, that's a problem. It's like in White Man Can't Jump. You want to win, or you want to look good. People like to
you're not going to bring up that line, please.
No, I'm just saying. Some people like to look good, and that's what matters to them.
Yeah. No,
Other
that's
people
absolutely
just want to
accurate.
win and could care a rat's you know what about everything else. So as a fan, I care about being a fan. As a trader, do you win? At the end of the day, who cares what anybody thinks?
I appreciate that,
But,
man. He's
being a
absolutely
Bills fan, sometimes it's not. It hurts. but I'm a diehard no matter what, and I'm gonna be supporting my team no matter what, everybody.
And I got to say,
Just
Neil is pretty gung-ho when it comes to sports. He's been a long-time season ticket holder, and we know that for the Jays.
Yeah, Jays. I like Jays. I like winning. See, that's the thing. And when you don't.
Joey, I just got to interrupt. IBIO is going on a rampage right now. There it goes into another high a day, 37s, but look at the drop. Oh my goodness, 337 prior bar low. Prior bar low is 14. This one is on the way to break prior bar low. I got 7s on. If this comes into 3 and holds, I will add into this one. It's far away from the 10 EMA. The 10 EMA ironically is, well, not ironically, but it is below $3. Here we go, coming into prior bar low. This is quite an ugly candle. And the candle prior to that actually closed as a very bullish hammer candle. So I'm not exactly sure how to digest this. So IBIO coming down here. We've got 7s on. If it comes into 3 and holds, I'm gonna add more. I'll flatten out at my level just to take out. I only have 1 beak wetter anyway. I don't even need to take it out, quite frankly. We can just let that one go and come into 3. So IBIO on the way down, and that I don't mind that all that much. But it did, this current candle does have now a lower low and a lower high. I'm not saying it's a reversal candle and the end of the trade here on IBIO, but it's definitely something to be alert to on IBIO. IRBT still hanging out here at above the 10 EMA on the 5. I've got 75s. I'm gonna add into this position. Am I gonna add? Right, let me just think about this one for a sec. 10 EMA on the 575. I should have been adding. You suck, Sharif. All right, we're gonna add here at a worse price, mind you. So we'll put some at 95s and then some at 99s. Seller at 90 on IRBT. Big seller. Can't shake the seller at 90, so we'll have to keep an eye out on that. But I have to come back to IBIO now because it is coming back into 3, and I need to be thinking about the ad. Here are the levels. Volume weighted average price, 88s. 10 EMA in the 5, 91. So we're going to be keeping an eye out on that. What do you got, Joey?
Yeah, same thing. I'm just looking at NVDA. It's continuing to recover. There goes the TQs off of that 5-minute print. Beautiful stuff. Held that $55 mark. And then now you're starting to climb above the volume weighted average price. And then, oh, we don't want this. So essentially, but we still have this downtrend. So keep that in mind, guys. If it does reject, until we get a 5-minute print sitting on top, maybe we just chop around a little bit more leading into the 2 o'clock hour. So a lot going on. Other than that, I'm sitting on my hands waiting for a prime time entry. I need the trade to grab me in the face and say, hey, Joseph, take this. And I think the TQs was that, but I'm like, hesitation nation, considering we did take a couple of hits right here, giving a lot of our risk up on the day. So now I have to just be really precise. I'm not going to size down or anything because it just won't make sense. If I put on a winning trade and I'm underweight, then I won't have the ability to gain back that ground. Yesterday, I was almost, I was a little bit lower than where I'm currently sitting at yesterday. Came back, turned the day around green off multiple shorts, just churning shares and having a fun time. But right now, just a steady grind higher. Still negative on Bitcoin, down 0.8% roughly. And then NVDA down 1.12%. We have Tesla, TSLL up about 0.5%. So TSLL 0.9% as it's now trading above the volume weighted average price. Nice grab right there. 1, 2, third time's a charm. You want to get around 1905s and take that move up higher. So now we just got to be patient and wait for a pullback.
All right, we added into IBIO at 6s. There we go, popping up again into the mid-20s, and there we go. Nice couple of prints there, no continuation though. We're still low 20s, we're not mid-20s over here. Let's wet the beak, looking for a mid-20 print. Where am I posted? I'm waiting at 22s, that should have printed. Here's 22 again, it's not crossing. That's why, okay. Okay, now we get the print, good, good, good. We're waiting now at 28s. We gotta post a little bit more. There's 25, there is 26. Can we get a little bit higher here on IBIO? Great strength on the small cap names today, guys, as the Russell 2000 green again. Oh no, Joey, here we freaking go. Oh, it's pretty, it's so pretty.
It's pretty, it's so pretty. We go with
Boom. Neil was just talking about white man can't jump. Shout out to Sia. I didn't even know you came. What's going on, girl? All right, here we go. We're doing real well on this trade. We're looking for continuation. 337 hot on IBIO. Looking for more continuation, though, on IRBT. We did add here at 87s. Got the beak wet at 96, but there's no continuation yet above 5. But I see a prolonged area of consolidation south of 5. So I'm not saying this is going to be a flat top breakout, but it makes it more likely that it may be a flat top breakout. So we're going to look to take some profit takers in anticipation of a 5 break. There's a 98 print there, which means we'll cancel the print above that. Pardon me. There we go. And then we'll put that a little bit higher. There's 98s. Can it cross? It can't cross, Joey. So we're not getting the print quite yet. 98 showing up again. There's a seller at 98. Why are they always sellers at the areas where I'm posting? A little unusual there, Joey.
Front run that.
Front run that bad boy.
Run that
From 98 to 88. Here we go again. So dipping back in. I'm not going to add any more here. How we doing on the IBIO trade? Still hanging out at the $0.25, but this current candle, yet another lower high. Be careful, guys, on IBIO. Even though it did get an aggressive buy up on the prior candle, it's 3 lower highs in a row now on this bad boy. We got to be careful here. What do you got?
Yeah, let's run through our scanner here, guys, and see what we got going on for some of the top volume names. And at the top of its class, we have NVDA, guys, with 53.1 million shares traded. Warner Brothers Discovery with 36 million shares traded so far today, but trading within a range. So you can see that's about a 20-cent range right there, guys. INTC taking a nosedive out of the open here, guys, and now continuing its climb higher, looking to recover all of those losses from earlier in the day. Now, as for Palantir, some good stuff. Katina Man was trading this indecision print off of those lows. Way to pick that out. It's just going where the volume is and with the catalyst as well. So that's some big time stuff. 187.24 here on the intraday price action. How far are we up? Wow, what a run this name has been. 222 is that previous high. We're still down 16% in this name. So a lot rocking and rolling there. Indecision print on the, what is this, the 1 minute on Tesla? Dare we take it? Let's find out. I gotta, excuse me, I gotta confirm this. All right, it's been confirmed. Let's get involved, man. What?
I gotta confirm. It's been confirmed.
Yeah,
My man.
that's all it takes.
My man.
That's all it takes, my boy. Let's get involved in this. If it comes back into the range, then it's going to be spaghetti-o, and that's not what we want to see here. So we'll hop over to TSLL.
All right, guys, I want to shout out Casey, obviously 526. That goes without saying. It should be an automatic shout out for her every day. But she's talking about VELO. Not one that I had on my scanners case, but let's take a gander. Okay, I like it. I already like it. Breakout yesterday in the aftermarket. Beautiful breakout in the aftermarket where we know there are no halt parameters. So these small cap gappers, they tend to have their best time. And it's not a hard and fast rule, but they tend to have their best time either in the pre-market or in the aftermarket as a result, of course, of there being no volatility halt parameters. But VELO into the day high, 876, I believe. Let's throw in the ticker so everybody can follow along. And we're probably going to have to put this on the side chart case because this looks real good. Real good, by the way. I love
Bro.
What you want, bro?
No, I'm laughing
man?
at Grant because he's like, yeah, I'm saying I'm saving risk for FOMC 5 minutes later. Oh, I'm long Tesla. I know, man.
All right.
But it's how it goes, man.
Hey, that's just the way trading is, man. Exactly. You know, you love life, then you hate life the next second, brother. But VELO, Casey, this is a fantastic breakout, and now we are above those previous area highs. Even the implied balance high, that 930 pop that got into 850 has been decimated. Up into the high we go. The high, of course, is 886. We're up 34%. We're going to put this on the side chart over here, VELO, so that we can take a gander at that. So I'm going to have to set up a little bit better on this case because I'm not going to be punching in at the day's high. But, I mean, it just keeps going up. $8.90. Here comes $9. I'm not going to punch in. $8.95 now, Joey. The breakout is on VELO. I'm going to have to wait for an 8.5 to 8.25 retracement to test that previous area of resistance as my entry. If it comes, it comes. If it doesn't, then so be it. I also want to bring it to your attention. What's it called? What do they call those? An IPO on the Amex network, which I don't like, but hey, it is. This is the ticker, JMG. I have no information about it other than its price and market cap and what percentage it's up on the day. It was halting multiple times to the upside, multiple times to the downside. It is now trading at around 550, where the volume weighted average price is about 575. JMG on the MX network. Shout out to Yannick. I believe he is the one that alerted me to this one. I didn't know about this one either. And I don't really have much. Let me just see if I can. Yeah, here it is. Okay, so it's is it a Hong Kong-based company? Hong Kong headquartered sourcing and wholesale solutions provided for a wide array of consumer products. They announced pricing of initial public offering, 3.7.5 million ordinary shares at public $4 a share. It opened up, I believe, I want to say $4.49, so it opened up a bit higher. They're going to raise about $15 million before removing some of the costs of the IPO. So that is JMG Assassino. I know we're going to go to Adair.
Let's talk about crypto here, and I have to talk about a crypto name making its debut in the market via a de-SPAC, or I guess a business combination here with Cantor Equity Partners that was CEP. Now they're XXI. Again, this is 21 Capital. This is apparently viewed as a rival to Strategy or MicroStrategy. So this name now trading, as you can see, this is a very underwhelming debut. Not a lot of day trade action in the stock, but either way, XXI makes its debut. One interesting catalyst here in the crypto space. Now let's talk about Bitcoin, because from a technical perspective, BTC is getting kind of spicy. We actually broke out of last week's area of resistance going back to last Wednesday, that the high there being around 94.2. We make a high here, 94.6, so surpassing that level. Actually, it's the highest level that we've been at for BTC. That was as of yesterday, because later yesterday. Highest level for BTC since mid-November, already kind of pulling back. Now let's see if we're able to kind of get above and stay above that 94 half level, because that is routinely showing up as of late as an area of resistance for BTC. Still, though, these higher lows here on the daily. And keep in mind, BTC and the whole market absolutely going to be on watch at 2 p.m. Eastern when we get that FOMC decision. We are expecting that 25 basis point cut. But either way, I'll be here with you guys at 2 p.m. to deliver that update. Now, before we send you back to Sharif and Joe for more trading action, I'm going to take a moment to thank our friends at AIML. Your heart will beat 100,000 times today, and every beat is a data point. AIML Innovations, trading on the CSCs AIML and the OTQCB as AIMLF, they turn that data into potentially life-saving insights with max yield. An AI engine that filters noise, labels each heartbeat with lab-grade precision, and shrinks ECG analysis from days to minutes. Their mission? To revolutionize how heart disease is detected, monitored, and prevented. Learn more at AIML.health and follow AIML_Innova on X. Back to you.
Joey, this one, what's it called?
What's it?
BBIG. BBGI halted down after making another new high of day 1540. Now high of day halted down 1311. Look, it's still holding trend though, ironically enough. Let's look at the black charts over here, get a little bit more of a detailed view. This is BBGI. Every dash you see right there on the 5-minute will mean it halted. So if you see 2 dashes on my black charts, that means a 10-minute halt. Each dash represents 1 5-minute halt there. That's how they're denoted on my chart. Anyway, what I mean to show you is this dash right there, right at the 1125. That is a halt up level, and that is 1264 or whatever, 12 mid-60s. Funny enough, this one did hold that level by testing it, dropping down into 1279. And we're talking about, you know, very, very little difference here between a stock that's moving dollars at a time and saying 64 to 70 to 79. That is essentially coming back into the level. And so if you're going to base your trade off a previous halt level as an area of support, you probably should look to front run it. By how much? It's going to really be up to you. I always do that because I know I'm looking at it, and there's going to be other people, much better traders, looking at it, and they're going to be front running it, and it gets to be a crowded trade at the level. So you may be you may be lower in priority than people sitting at that level. So what I try to do is I try to stack the deck and take it a little bit higher. Obviously, that comes with some risk, meaning if it goes against me, I'm in at a higher price with a bigger loss. So 1540, high a day. It's holding trend. It's putting on higher highs and higher lows. It's well above the 10 EMA on the 5. So BBGI, for those who love these type of, multiple halters and they can stomach them. I know KC526 loves it. She was an Afrojack, I think yesterday, multiple times for monster winners. She's been doing this a long time. So make sure you are, using sound risk management skills if you're going to get into these multiple halters. VELO, another KC526 special, coming down a little bit, lower high on this current candle, but not a lower low. I'm going to be waiting for an 8.5, 8.25 retracement, and we kind of got it. Did we? No, we didn't get it at all. We got 860 was the lowest there. So I'm going to be waiting for a bit of a deeper retracement here on VELO, but I'm quite interested in getting in another multiple day runner. We've been saying that a lot about these small cap gappers, which I like because it's not the best type of trade to get in, on a stock that's up 100% intraday, and then when you look at it on the daily chart, the body is like this big and the wicks are like that big. I mean, it doesn't help anybody in that case. So I'm going to be looking for continuation plays more as of late because, well, they've been showing up. So that's my thinking there, Joey.
I like it. I like that type of thinking, brother. All right, come on. You can do it, Tesla. Break the volume-weighted average price, a nice low consolidation around the lows, holding on some support levels. Hey, man, we entered that. It was instantly OTM, so we went oppo against us, but now we're starting to get a slight recovery. If we can break 1930s, then we're going to get rocking and rolling on this trade. So let's go, Tesla. We need this big-time move. Give us some more breathing room, and then I'm ready. Oh, yes, let's go. A nice volume spike right there, Sharif. 1922, still slightly OTM, but that's all right. We don't mind at all. What's Hangry Wife saying, Sharif? Netflix.
Asking about that.
Oh, okay, all right. There it goes. NFLX, guys. A nice downtrend, some weak price action. Talking about this earlier. You're still down substantially. I like this name. The cheaper it gets, the more I want to buy it, to be honest with you. You got to take into consideration at that split. If it was $1,000, you're now down to essentially $700 in this name. I know it was a little bit more. It was like $1,300 or whatever it may be. So there it is, guys. 29.5% to the downside. And when you have these big boys, there's big aspirations here for Netflix. They want to be the next company to hit that $1 trillion club, the exclusive club, that is correct. And I think they have the ability to do so. It's just going to create them a streaming giant. You have so many, different channels. What happened?
Ram was giving me the evil eye, bro. I didn't understand what I did, man.
Oh, yeah, because she sat in a lot of traffic yesterday.
Oh, it's not my fault.
Yeah, but you got to blame somebody at the end of the day. You have HBO, you have the Game of Thrones, you have Euphoria, and all these other big time names that I think they're going to put some spin-offs and give that little Netflix touch, guys. So I like what we got going on. But it seems that we have put in a lower high here on TSLL. Tesla's still slightly positive on the session, only 0.25%. This is going to be up 0.5%. So I'm going to be keeping my eyes on it. If we can break this previous pivot high, off to the races we can go. But yeah, it's most definitely been choppy. And someone said this earlier this week. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday are probably going to be choppy until FOMC. And you are 110% right. Adair, what do you have for us?
What I have here is a bit of an update from Amazon. I heard a little bit about this earlier today as well, but I just want to let you guys know, if you weren't aware, Amazon announcing that they've reached an agreement with the Italian tax collection agency. They also, though, and I think this is kind of key here, said that the unpredictable regulatory environments, disproportionate penalties, and protracted legal proceedings are increasingly affecting Italy's attractiveness as an investment destination. So more kind of U.S. companies versus Europe, a little bit here with this narrative, as Amazon reaches that agreement with the Italian tax collection agency. Back to you.
Oh, no, Joey, there goes IBIO. I didn't trade this one wrong. I just ran out of shares. What I did wrong was not add into the 10 EMA. A 4-candle pullback and a rocket ship, man. 360, 364. Look at the strength. 369, 37. Joseph, what the hell is happening here? This is aggressive. This is very aggressive on IBIO. Rocket ship central. My goodness, dude. It was just at $3, a 382 high. Someone got squeezed out, or there was a monster buy order that just came in there. What a move up on IBIO. Very, very aggressive. Look for a retracement. Breakout level, I want to say, guys, is 3 1/3. Be on the lookout for a 3 1/3 pullback here on IBIO. Here comes 3 1/2. That's the strength of this one. Look, it's not just people getting short, it's people taking profits, which causes this one to drop. This is normal price action here because it was a rocket ship up. There's people that are holding. Everyone's going to want to ring the profit bell. So let's watch what this one does at 3 1/3. Here comes 350. It's holding the 50 penny area. If it holds 50 pennies, then so be it. We'll base our trade off 50 pennies as a key area of technical support, but I'm very much interested in working back into this. I didn't know if it was going to be this strong. Geez Louise. Separately, I want to let you guys know that that IPO on the Amex JMG halted up again, up 82.5%, 730 halt. We're going to have to fly blind here on JMG because it is an Amex stock, so we will not have the tap, the theoretical auction price on this one. So be careful always. I'm always by default suspicious of anything trading on the Amex, okay? Especially if they're halting. Even though the same applies to New York, you can't see the tap on the New York. I get it. The New York, in my opinion, a little bit more of a reputable exchange. So we'll just leave it at that, okay? And that's what I'm looking at right now. IBIO coming back in to that 3 1/3. This is the breakout level, Joe. Are we going to get some here? We're going to give this one a try, man. 337, 36. It keeps dropping. Should we chase this one? What do I do? Do I get in, give it to the $0.25? How do I trade this one? The breakout level to me is glaring. It's 3 1/3. Whether or not it holds a different story. We're in. Let's see what this one does. We're in at 42s. Let's put in some profit takers for a possible price spike up. But we also have to account for moves down. What am I going to do if it goes against me? Well, I think 3 1/4 is going to be my line in the sand. So we're going to go ahead and throw in that in right now so that we don't have any subjectivity in the decision-making process. So we're throwing that stop in come what may. Let's see if this one wants to pop up off 42. There's a seller at 42, funny enough, where I got in. I don't know why that always happens. But IBIO, very strong. Don't want to see it go against me. There's 45 now. Can we get continuation into the $0.50? It looks like people are still taking profits here and or short selling below the $0.50 now that it's given it up. So we're going to keep an eye out on this one. I'm also interested, as I mentioned, in VELO. So this one's finding a bit of a base, 350. I'm going to punch into this one too, Joey. What do you got?
Yeah, same thing. I'm going to hop out of Tesla here momentarily. I don't think it's going to go anytime soon. It's just been consolidating throughout the intraday session. So we're just going to get out when we're supposed to, leave ourselves some risk leading into FOMC. I told you it's already relatively tight. So once we crack this 1915 level in TSLL, I'm gone. So I'm at a dodge. And then I'm not going to say that I'm not going to trade it. If I do see something, then I will take it. But the market is relatively weak right now. Rejecting the downtrend is the TQs. Guys, you can see you get a move up into it. Downtrend still fully intact. And then sure enough, you're starting to reject that level right now. So keep an eye out on that. NVDA curling over, guys. A nice small breath, but immediately turning back south side right there. South side on NVDA. And watch out, guys. I'm going to be honest with you. I think we're going to be able to get this name at a little bit better of a price. This is a shelf right here. If this shelf breaks, it's just start grabbing it hand over fist, essentially, in my opinion, that is. So once that 172 level breaks, I understand that that's $10 away from now, but look at the strength within this price action. I like what Brian Shannon was saying the other day. You can just tell when a stock's moving on fumes, and I think this is essentially what it is right here. There's no relative strength within the PA when we see in other days. So a lot of wiki-type price action, and then sure enough, the strength might come into the downside. Shoulder one, head. Shoulder two currently being formed. All right, I got to get out of this Tesla trade. Boom, and hit my stop. Oh, wow, what a horrible fill. All right, that's disastrous. Yeah, so there it is, guys. We're out of TSLL. Not much risk left now after that point, considering we want to move a little bit lower. Sharif, Netflix moving lower. Google not doing too much either. No continuation from yesterday's PA. I don't know what's going on with that, but hey, it is what it is, brother.
All right, man. Yeah, Netflix bleeding its own blood, continuing to bleed. Look, you know, I was a little bearish on this name, and I'm not short. I'm not going to pretend like I'm making money on this trade. I'm not, but I was a little bearish on the name, and I was having a conversation with my cousin. He was trying to convince me to punch into the name. I told him, not with your money. And we're gonna get into Netflix eventually, but just not at the moment. Not at the moment. It's still not looking real good. 2 trades on right now, guys, both in precarious situations. IBIO, we're in at 42. It's showing me 36. So I don't know how I feel about this when we're giving it to the quarter dollar. I also worked into VELO. I'm going to give this one very tight risk, south of the half dollar. It's going to have to hold the half dollar. Otherwise, I'm out. I'll get back in if it holds support at the 10 EMA, which is currently showing me 836. So we're going to keep an eye out on that. We're going to give back some here on IBIO, sadly, as this one does look like it's going to breach the quarter dollar. It lost support. I had support at 340. Unless this gets bought up quite aggressively, then we will be out of the money on this one. So we'll see what this one does. IBIO, the ticker I'm talking about there. Keeping an eye here on, oh, we just got stopped out of VELO. So that'll be the first loser on the day for me. We'll look to do a little bit better. VELO still tradable here into the 8 1/3 to 8 1/4. Let's set up some beak wetter or some dip trades at those levels. We're going to go 8 1/3, and then we'll also have another dip trade at 8 1/4 for the possible breakout there. Back to IBIO. How we doing? We're still holding 8 1/3. So, all right, how many minutes do we have left? Okay, so we just opened up a new candle. Let's see if this one makes a lower low. The low of this candle, 827. We're showing 833. Let's see if we can get in maybe a little bit more here to get a better cost basis. Okay, good ad. Now we've got 39s on. Let's see if this one wants to pump back up or lose the quarter dollar. It does look like it will lose the quarter dollar, though. So no continuation right now, at least for the moment, on IBIO. VELO stopped me out, and now it's going to take off again. You're kidding me. You're kidding me. That's crazy. All right, keeping an eye on this one. Let's this one trigger into 8 1/3, and then we're going to put another dip trade at 8 1/4. All right. Sweat a little bit here. I do apologize. Just give me a second. There we go. All right. We set up good on that one. How are we doing with the halt? JMG, that's the one I'm talking about there. We're open. Okay, so high, 7 1/3 high right now. We're dipping down into 690. Let's see if this one can get above 7.5. If it can get above 7.5, that will be above a prior halt level of 7 1/3, an up halt level, mind you. All right, I think I might got triggered on some orders here on VELO. Good dip trade there. Okay, so we did get the bottom wick there on VELO. We have 33s, and now it's showing 47s. So good move up on VELO. Let's see if we can take some profits here in the low 40s. We'll throw that on there, and we'll get it immediately. Okay, good. Making some money back on this one. Let's throw some other profit takers to the high side. I'm going to leave my 8 1/4 dip trade still active on this one in case it does come back into the level. Yeah, so that's what I've got on right now. Joey, what's your look over there?
Yeah, I'm just chilling, man. We're going to crack this cranberry juice right here, get a substantial amount of sugar in the bloodstream. But that's all right, guys. Yeah, we took that loss here on TSLL. I mean, it's not bad at the end of the day. It's small loss. Sticking to the stop is what's really important. Just keep yourself in the game. Papa Powell we got that cut. So make sure you guys get those votes in there. IBIT. This is where the game plan didn't really go right there. Looking for the continuation on yesterday's price action. Right out of the gate, boom, 10-cent stops, boom, boom, boom. This one is where I really, really went wrong. Not only was it my 4th attempt, and I tried to stick to the 3 strikeout rule, but you have to keep in mind, look how tight they are, and you can go with all 3 of these entries, right? So we talk about winning trades. Let's talk about how we can improve from our losers. I'm going to tell you the first thing where I went wrong. I didn't give it the low a day. I was more worried about getting in full size and pushing as many shares as I could than correlating my stop loss with the right place. All right, so you should be south of 51.95 and a little bit less size. I'm like, no, let's go boom. We're going pedal to the metal on this one here. I was going to say something else, but that would have been inappropriate if we wanted to do that. So essentially, what we got going on, stop, and then I'm in this game. Like, I get a nice little move up here, boom. We take some off. All right, we got a winner in our back pocket. Sure enough, I would take another attempt right there, and then boom, we would have caught that whole move. But it is what it is. You know how it is. I bounce back. I'm not going to say, call me the comeback kid, but we're not going to go that far. But hey,
I'll call you the comeback kid, bro.
Yeah, because it happens a lot. It happens more often than not, to be honest with you. But it's really, really tight here on risk. So I need a couple of small winners to put in the back pocket, and then we could just boom, full throttle, and find that A1 setup. up, especially after this meeting here, guys. But Tesla's starting to bounce off some support levels. I'm not going to be taking a stab at that just yet. The TQs did reject that downtrend line, now heading right back into it. And Google forming this double top almost here, guys. Not quite, but relatively close if we want to eliminate some of these wicks. And then now you're heading towards a neckline. Watch out for some more continuous selling in goggles. Look at it from a daily. We're still holding up super strong on that one, man. Super fly.
Ram, what's going on, right?
Fly, man.
Ram's like causing ruckus in the chat. I'm not copying her outfit. I didn't even know she was wearing that. What's going on over there, Ram? Show everybody your vest, Ram. Come on camera. Because they were trolling Joey about his vest. Now you've got one on like 3 times the size.
I don't know if they were trolling me. I think there was more love in the chat for the vest than there.
Dude, can I say something to you? You know what I saw on Facebook Marketplace literally the day after?
Vest?
A heated vest.
Yeah.
Because remember, everyone kept saying it was a heated vest. I actually saw a heated vest. I was like,
I don't know what's so. I don't understand. I can't.
There's
wrap my
nothing
head
funny
around it.
about it.
No,
to me.
I can't.
But
wrap
the
my head
chat loved it.
Like, why wouldn't you want to be nice, warm, and cozy? This is how it is in Toronto. You want to wear the sweatpants as soon as you get home. You want to have the heated vest and everything. That's when I'm at my best, brother. In the warmth.
I like it. I like it. We know your affinity for the humidity and like the 40-degree temperature.
I love it.
Yeah, I know you do. I can't stand that kind of temperature, but bro, I run hot all the time, so I cannot deal with that. All right, guys, here's the deal. VLOO treating me well after treating me poorly. Holding up here with a bottoming tail candle through the 10 EMA, and we do have bottom wick on that. Alas, we only got one dip trade filled. The second one went unfilled, so let's see how this bad boy does. I also weaseled into KITT. KITT. I feel like this one could be flat top break candidate here. I just got through 20. It had been rejecting at 19s. I'm waiting at 21s. KITT feels like it's holding above VWAP, but with lower highs. But it did have like this sort of flat top break characteristic that I found interesting. So we're going to take a moment off right now. We're going to send you to Adara at the big desk.
To keep you guys posted, GOOGL here is some EU news. I'm seeing reports that the companies could be facing an EU fine in early 2026 over its Google Play rules, which apparently breached EU. So again, Google Play breaches set to be punished here with a fine, according to on GOOGL. Again, I'm just seeing these reports, so keep an eye on Google here. Back to you.
Comments in the chat are fantastic. Mac Wilder, hawkish tones on the vest.
Crazy.
And then it was cheese yours live. Cheese yours lives? I don't know, man. Ha ha ha, just Joey's vest drama. Yes, I do like the vest drama from last week. It was funny.
Let me tell you a quick backstory.
Tell him, Joey.
All right, so I was probably about 7 or 8 years old, and my older cousin, we were over at his place for Christmas. Anyways, him and his friends go out for Boxing Day. They were teenagers at the time, probably late teens.
Okay.
And I wanted to go. I couldn't go. I wasn't allowed to go. But anyways, my cousin Johnny comes home, and he's like, yeah, look at this vest that I got and everything. So I'm like, yeah, that's a pretty cool vest. And then after that, it kind of just stuck in the back of my mind, and I like vests.
You like vests?
Yeah.
Do you remember the Eddie Bauer vests, or is that like before your time?
Yeah, I don't know.
You don't remember those vests? Do you guys remember in the chat the Eddie Bauer vest, like in the late 90s, early 2000s? Neil, help me out, man. We're of the same, cohort. I know you don't have to mic up, but do you remember the Eddie Bauer vests? Yes, okay, so Neil gave me the nod. All right, so I don't feel that
Look at Ethereum go here, though.
Go ahead.
Ethereum.
I like it.
Yeah.
Like
Ethereum
what
up
we got
to
on
25.50 ETHA, guys. A big time move. Let's take a look at the daily. Boom. Same thing that we've seen in the Bitcoin price action here, guys. So not too bad of a look. 21 bucks. Now you're up to 25.5. So solid recovery, and there goes the TQs.
There it goes,
right
Joey.
back through this downtrend. It has cracked. You got a 5-minute print above it. Watch for this name to continue to climb higher. Gorev, trust me, this is paining me to watch the TQs climb higher on this beautiful print right here. That would have been an amazing risk to reward ratio, but
tell him, Joey.
That's what if history, Sharif, and we don't play that around here, brother.
Tony says I'm crazy. I like it. I like it, Tony. All right, guys, I'm loving the comments there about the vest. So you guys all remember the Eddie Bauer vest. Funny story. I'm going to have to wear this now that I talked about it. I still have one. I worked at Eddie Bauer during the Christmas season as a temp, in grade 12, 12th grade for
What is
Americans.
it? Pull up a picture. Let's see what this thing looks like.
They don't even call it 12th grade. They call it seniors, right?
Seniors,
like high
yeah.
school senior. Anyway, Joey,
Yeah.
it's black and
Yeah.
beige on the bottom, and I swear not to you.
Two-tone.
3-4 years ago, I want to say around maybe like towards the end of COVID, they started bringing that back in style.
Oh, yeah,
so I was like, all right, I got vintage
you
right
got
here,
vintage.
my guy. That's from like 99, so I'm gonna have to wear that and then melt here on the floor.
You get warm in that for sure.
Immediately
to
warm.
Cranberry juice.
iRobot breaking out, guys. There is the $5 reclaim and a decided new high, 518 high now on the roboted one. Move up into 46. Here comes 520. The breakout is on right now on iRobot, and that usually means IBIO going a different way. So I'm a little bit out of the money on this one. We're gonna have to be careful with this one, but we're making it up on VELO, multiple prints into the 60s. We've got 33s on VELO, nicely in the money on that one. Likewise with my friend Kit. We took the flat top breakout on this one, and it is paying, and we have much more share size on Kit because of the price, so we'll be able to take multiple beak wetters. So the only one really hurting me at the moment is IBIO. After treating me well, man, it is not treating me well right now. Joseph dropping down, but still holding the 10 EMA on the 5, but no rocket ship to the move up here. I was hoping for maybe a 50 penny move. Well, looks like we're not getting it, so packing the patience there.
All right, man, good stuff. Big time move in Ethereum. We were just talking about that, but if we get any more selling pressure, it could be a potential short here. So you want to wait. Oh, okay, that 5-minute candle just changed right now. So if you ask me, this isn't enough selling pressure in order to potentially take the short. And if you look at the lower time frames, so you just get a little bit more detail within the price action. Not much saying that we're going to turn around, so it might be a steady grind. Are you hot?
I'm so hot.
The turtleneck is
Too
way
hot.
warm. Yeah, it's
Too
a
hot.
warm choice for sure.
I saw the snow this morning. I'm like, no, bro.
Oh no, yeah. I was having no part of that. Anyways, crazy stuff. But Meta, guys, starting to get a recovery. You're back up to 653 here in META and company. See what the daily's telling us. Is a good pullback. I like this. Steady volume starting to slow down as well too. So I think there's a good chance that the volume will pick up. We punch through some of these levels. This is the continuous, so we'll leave that. We did touch that gap, or not quite, almost at 682. And rejected that. Figured that was going to happen. We load the boat right here. I think I bought a little bit more at 656s or something along those lines. And I'm going to add more into this. And this is a long term, so I'm holding a steady amount for the foreseeable future in META. And the same with Netflix as it's starting to rebound as well too, Sharif.
All right, I'm just trying to punch here. I don't know why it's blocking my orders, Joe.
Louder.
What's going on? I don't understand.
Punch it louder.
No, it's blocking my orders.
What's it
What
saying?
the hell? I'm gonna have to look. Trader has potential wash trades. I'm doing wash trades, Brendo. I mean, I didn't know I was doing it. What the hell's going on? Potential wash trades.
My boy.
I'm not cheating, man. You're watching me trade live in living color.
I know.
Hey, man.
I know.
I'm wash trading, man. I didn't even know. I didn't even know.
Awfully suspicious.
No, man. Give me my damn fills, man. There we go.
There
we got the fills.
You're not washing
Joey.
anymore, man.
Yeah, I was like, wash trades?
crazy.
What's happening here? Cooked, says M. Stone. Hopefully I'm not cooked, man. But there we go. We got a bit of a better price here on IBIO as it still holds a 10 EMA on the 5 and has been, in fact, holding. But we had a bamboozling candle, the one that closed at 1150, because that one has a higher low and a higher high and a lower low relative to the prior candle. This candle is also basically stuck in the middle. Nothing doing right now, but still holding above the 10 EMA on the 5 and very much in that consolidative 3 1/4, 3 1/3 state. Let's see how this one ends up doing. We got 30s on right now. And that is exactly the price. So let's go ahead, and put some profit takers to the high side over here in case this one really gets going. We'll get some prints on this bad boy. What else we got? We got Kit going on. Any more prints on Kit? We're still knocking on the door of 22s. There is size at 22s. I posted at every penny, basically, on KITT. IRBT, let's not forget about that one because it's coming back into that $5 area. And to me, $5 is the breakout area. So if it holds 5, I'm going to get into this one. 520 is the high of the day. So if it holds on to that $5, I think that this could be a good dip trade. Below below that area, though, I should let you know the 10 EMA on the 5 is a little bit below 5. It's up around 490 or so. So let's keep an eye out on that. And BBGI also, guys, halted up again. 1796 high a day. That is the high. So it is halted at the day high right now. BBGI, a monster mover on the day. Let's see what that one ends up doing, Joe.
All right, man. Good stuff, brother. All right, you know what time it is, guys. Actually, we probably don't know what time it is, but I'm going to let you guys know what time it is. Boom, right there.
Let them know, Joey.
Yeah, we got to let them know, man. I already told you guys what's going on here. Today is the 10th, yeah, so a couple days ago, performing relatively well, guys. Some nice moves here on the TQs. I thought it would pick something up this morning, but that doesn't seem to be the case. And what I'm referring to here, guys, is going to be this specific candle. I can't show you this one, though. That's the cash money right there. Got to keep that on the DL. I thought it would have picked that up, but that doesn't seem to be the case. We'll head back over to this previous entry, hitting that 2-to-1 risk to reward ratio. You take a small loss right there, another half decent W right here, guys, in earlier November. So again, not the most active algo, right? It's not the most active, but what it is, over an extended period of time, it's extremely, I'm not even just saying it because it's mine. It's highly profitable.
Highly.
So when I ran it through a year, there wasn't very many stocks that were red. You may have a red month here and there, but other than that, this thing performs outstandingly. So shout out to this one here, just getting absolutely obliterated on the TQs. Never performed well. Hood, typically pretty good here, guys, but some continuous selling November 3rd to December 10th. Disastrous, I guess. Oh, okay, that's not bad. November 24th. We'll take that big W right here where we're in approximately right there, so not too bad. You can see that it's almost, but these 3 losses still outweigh this, or sorry, don't outweigh this one win right here, and then you have another big one here in the earlier months of November. We'll head over to that and see what we got going on, picking up exactly what we want. So that is your 2-minute algo rundown, guys.
All right.
Good stuff there. Yeah, other than that, Sharif, still choppy stuff. Tesla hasn't really done anything, trading within a couple dollar range. Oh.
Jesus Christ.
Damn. Hit you.
Okay, what are my arms doing? This is what I was asking in the chat yesterday.
But you turn,
bro, you are driving.
And then
you are driving.
And then you're driving.
Look, my hands are chilling.
Hold on.
And then all of a sudden I'm driving.
And then you're driving. So
and then all of a sudden, ciao, bello.
Yeah, you're doing what? Hey,
yes,
man.
of course, we saw the girl. So the car morphed to Ram,
Of course
right? And it went right back. It went from an older model or newer model, Assassino, one more time, brother, please.
Man.
A newer model, Topolino.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, it morphed into a 60s model.
Hey, man.
That's fantastic.
It is what it is. I say we can fit 4 in there, no problem. There's no issues with it.
Oh,
there's
man.
no issues with that.
All right, guys, we're going to take a pause for a second. We're going to go up to Adara for happening now. Then Neil's got his lesson of the day.
Yeah, there's a lot happening here today in this market. And of course, the biggest thing happening is going to be Fed Chair Powell at 2:30 p.m. Immediately after we get that 2 p.m. rate decision. Now, again, because this rate cut is more or less set in stone, we are expecting, the majority of participants are expecting that 25 basis point cut. The biggest thing here in terms of maybe variables is going to be, what does Fed Chair Jerome Powell say during that press conference at 2:30? That's going to be what we're watching out for, I would say, above all else. Market right now trying to break out a little bit here, making some higher lows and a bit of a flat top here. So let's see if we can break above that 624 area, which has served as resistance so far this morning. I also just saw a piece of news here in Twilio. Keep an eye on TWLO. LA Kings announcing a multi-year partnership with TWLO. Now, another stock that's been on watch today is NVDA. Nvidia, of course, earlier this week, U.S. President Donald Trump announces that the company can send its H200 chips to China. But now there's some debate over which companies want them, and will China really be encouraging this still either way? Lots of earnings on watch as well. GME and CBRL reported after the bell yesterday. Chewy reported this morning, and Oracle is on deck to report after the bell. This is going to be their first earnings report under their new co-CEO system with Clay Magourik and Mike Cecilia taking the reins. Safra Katz was CEO under their last report, which also featured their massive cloud infrastructure guidance through fiscal 2030. So let's see if we get any updates on that. Keep in mind, even though they did gap up with strong guidance, they actually had a double miss last quarter. Before we send you over to Neil at his lesson of the day, we will take a moment to thank our friends at Origenics. Concussions demand fast solutions. NYSE-listed Origenics, OGEN, is developing one designed to reach the brain quickly and non-invasively. Learn more. schedule a meeting today. And schedule your listening ears for Neil's lesson. Neil, give the people that lesson.
I will, Adara. But I have to at least comment on that awesome and unbelievable video. And thank you to, I'm assuming, Remain for putting that together. And the best thing about it, I think, is like, it's AI generated, but it's just so believable. It's just, like, I can picture Sharif and Joe enjoying a cruise in that vehicle. It seems to fit you guys so well. When it comes to, what, you don't think it does? I'm just saying, they look like they're enjoying themselves. I mean, it looks a little cramped in there, but that's to each their own. I would wonder how you would fare if you got into an accident. Probably not that well, let's be real, for sure. Oh, that's hilarious, Trader Forever. I just saw that as well. It's a perfectly framed shot. Got and both on either side. It's like one can tell me all of like maybe like oh, this is what you should do, and you should stay disciplined in all of your trading. On the other end, no, YOLO, every single trade. It'd be like the devil and the angel on either side. Well, the devil oftentimes will tell you in your trading that no, what you're doing is right. Keep doing it. You should short every single pop in Intel. It doesn't matter that it's on an uptrend. You're right and the market's wrong. So just keep doing what you're doing because you're the best. And the angel on the other side will be telling you, it's in an upward trend, fool. Stop shorting it. Oh, I mean, something along those lines. The angel's probably not going to call you a fool because angels are nice in general. But I think that's as simplistic an idea as possible. Like, you can have whatever plan that you would like, but I just want to know, like, did I want to short the first available pop on Intel? Yes. Did I want to short back into this prior low? Yes. Did I want to stay shorting Intel? Kind of like yesterday, like it made one and then higher and then lower highs all the way through and then VWAP, and you just, no matter how many times you shorted the pops, you were working on trend, and eventually, for whatever, I still don't know why at 3:30 it caught that bid, but whatever, until 3:30, it was an all-day short, every single pop, and every one is a lower high, and you're good to go. Just because that worked all day long yesterday, and it was a good stock, doesn't mean that you gotta try to do it today. Now, ultimately, let's be real for a second. If I reshorted here and here and here, and just keep covering most of it at VWAP, like, I'm probably getting away with it. I'll probably get blown out there. You're probably going to get stopped out pretty heavily there. And if you try to pick some tops, if I pick this low, I could have been in it for another reversion. You could. I'm not saying that that's necessarily, maybe that's someone's trading style. But you need to be so perfect to a degree that, quite frankly, I just have, in like 20-something years, I've never seen anybody ever that is good enough to fight the trend all day long. And the only way that you usually make it work is if you just, hopefully your last trade is your biggest one kind of deal. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you just keep doing it, it's like, okay, fine, like the last one, I have the most shares on in the last one, or I hold the last trade for the longest amount, like that kind of a thing. You need to be so perfect to thread that needle, or you can just get away with it. It made a higher low here. It's a wipeout bottom. Think about it. It made a higher low. That's step one that I don't like about this. So boom, wipeout bottom on volume, one higher low, second higher low holding VWAP. Why am I shorting it? It's an uptrend. The second thing that it's got against it is look at this on a 15-minute chart. All of a sudden, here, sometimes I actually don't like our executions being on here, so I'm just gonna get rid of them for a quick second, just so you can see. What does this look like on a 15-minute chart? See that resistance level, like where I was shorting it to on the first original pop. After this candle closes green on a 15-minute, that looked bullish or bearish to you. Once that candle closes green, you now have a wipeout bottom through that resistance level on huge volume and a potential reversal going on. So now I have a couple of really strong reasons telling me that, hey, I don't have to be long, but I can certainly stop shorting this stock and move on to something else. That's a lot of times what trading is going to end up being about. It can just be you have an idea, get away from that idea. Just because I liked Intel short doesn't mean I'm trying to short at every single point all day long while it trends to the upside. If you're doing that, you might get away with it a time or two, but in the long haul, it's probably going to bite you on the butt. So always listen to the angel on your shoulder, which is telling you to be disciplined. Listen to what the market is trying to tell you. just because you liked something or it worked the day before, or maybe it was a good stock, or maybe you typically have a good read on it, doesn't mean you should ignore the signs that it's not doing what you want. There's been one red candle on the 15-minute of Intel. I was short while that was trying to work, but since then, why would I be trying to fight this stock? It doesn't make any sense. So listen to yourself, listen to the angel on your shoulder, listen to what the market's telling you, listen to your risk plan, and don't always try to fight the market. There might be moments where you look for a mean reversion trade, catch a bounce off a level, and you take your shot, in or out, it works or it doesn't. It's one thing to do that, it's another to try to just short an upward trend all day long, or even to just buy dips all day long if the market's trending down. It's not a good way to go about business. That's your lesson of the day. And, we just got a super chat in there. Thank you. I appreciate you. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. And it's the other thing that I used to do as well is if there's something in particular that you guys are like, hey, can you go over this? Or maybe you like structure the lesson of the day around a certain concept or an idea, or maybe something that people are dealing with as a trader, then let me know. Because I'm always happy to talk about whatever. I frame this as what's something that I saw today in the market that was either interesting to me or I learned something. And it literally writes itself. Because no matter how long I've been trading, there's always, on a daily basis, that's what's cool about trading, on a daily basis, there is always something which you can learn from. And if you're not doing that, then you're not really progressing or trying to get better as a trader. There's always something that you can find out there. So I always try to find that one kernel, even if it's a small thing, that I felt can make me a little bit better tomorrow or that helped me throughout the day. I try to pass it on to you, but if you have questions or ideas, then you guys let us know. And for sure, I'd love to cover those. Good luck. We have a couple hours till the Fed, or less than that, until we get the Fed rate decision. Probably going to be a little bit quiet in the market till then, so make sure that you're trading something which is actually giving you opportunities. Good luck.
Thank you very much, Neil. Excellent as always, guys. And make sure, if you like what you just heard, you like that content, you like that style of lesson, you gotta join us every day right around lunchtime. It's gonna be happening now with Adara, then immediately after that, it will be Neil's lesson of the day. We always get asked about that, so just want to point that out. KC526, as well as others, pointing out Assassino, Miggy, Mog, Mo into the high of the day, 57% midday mover. Look, it had a couple of pumps up earlier in the day between 9:30 to 10, but the real volume coming in at 12 o'clock right at the break of noon. High of the day, 747 like the airplane. We're trading at 7 1/3 right now. Great strength. There's the move back into the high of the day, then almost immediately drops back down into the low sevens. Here's 7. Prior bar low, just to give you an idea, 662 is prior bar low, 10 EMA on the 5, 628. So those are the levels I'll be looking at. I already put in a dip trade at 6 3/4 to try to pick up the price a little bit above prior bar low. It's not really coming into my level, so I may or may not get the print. Very much alive to this one and looking to get in. MIGI on the NQ up 55%. That's the good news about this one. The bad news is it's very spready. I've seen it as wide as 20 pennies. I've seen it as tight as like 5. Right now it's opening up again, 15. I just saw 20 pennies, 10 pennies now, not bad. But there's the $0.50, and there's a new high a day, Joseph. Seller at the $0.50, guys. It's not going to give me probably 6 3/4 at all, as it's hanging out at the high of the day, making a new high a day. I don't want to punch in at the highs, man. I try to see these micro pullbacks. Let's put the 5-second chart on the top screen. The pullbacks are coming in. I want to say around the 50 EMA on the 5-second, which is showing me like mid-teens. There's another high of days, 770 now. Miggy on one. Let's see if it comes in to that 50 EMA. I'm trying to pick up the micro pullbacks. Let's go this many shares, and then we'll go this. So let's see if we can get that. Nope, right back into the high of the day. Joseph, this is insanely strong. What do you got on your side, my man?
Yeah, same thing, guys. All right, let's head over to it there, guys. We're going to talk about what I got going on here momentarily.
Yeah, we had a couple of stories and headlines come out here when Neil was doing his lesson of the day. None of these are like super moving, these stocks, but I think they're worth mentioning regardless. Here is PDD, Pinduoduo, this one on watch after Financial Times reported that Brussels raided Temu, which of course is run by PDD, in a foreign subsidy investigation. So PDD on watch. Second here is one I know Sharif watches, Palo Alto Networks, PANW on watch here after Google announced that the company is going to be their latest addition to the Google Unified Security Recommended program. So again, Palo Alto with a Google tie-up, and then PDD's Temu getting raided in Brussels. Back to you.
Thank you very much. Anything for you, a run warrior? We'll take a look at RBLX. A run warrior? That's his name, a run warrior. Yeah. All right, so RBLX. I forget, I'll have to pull it up. It was on the upgrades, downgrades this morning. I forget what side. Actually, let's pull that up right now as we take, before I get distracted here. I mean, this is a pretty choppy price action leading in today's intraday session. You can see if we go over to the lower time frames as well, too, that there's probably going to be some liquidity issues, and then you see all these massive spots. So yeah, and it's typically not like that, to be honest with you. You see some more volume in Roblox. It comes in play once in a blue moon, and then when it is, it just skyrockets. But what a phenomenal run this name has been on. I absolutely have no idea about what Roblox truly is. I know it's a game, but yeah, I don't know. Sharif, have you ever played Roblox?
I've never. You make games on it, Joey, and then you can play other people's games and stuff. You publish them. That's what I've never been on it.
Yeah, I've never been on it either. I knew it was definitely really popular amongst the kids.
Yes, sir.
I mean, 427% from May of 24, which is phenomenal. If you go to our April lows, this thing went on a big time run, and that's where you're going to get the majority of your gains, 200%, right, in a span of a couple of months. So that's some good stuff there. Let's actually head over to our upgrades, downgrades, and see what kind of names we have on there. Because I actually, for myself, want to recall where exactly I put it. So here it is, guys, upgrades. We have a lot on the list, to be honest with you. And I did see Roblox somewhere around this neck of the woods. Here it is. This is initiating a buy, guys. B. Riley Securities price target lifted to $125, so not too bad whatsoever. And there's some other big names. Peloton initiate the sell. I think that's a good call at the end of the day, to be honest with you. And Urban Outfitters, not too good of a look either. Speaking of some of the retail names, Sharif, what's our friend AEO up to? Oh, no. Okay.
Yeah. I tried to tell you. I tried to tell you.
You told me, and I definitely heard that.
No, but explain why I was telling you what I was saying.
Yeah, okay.
Look at the candle from yesterday. It's a two red candle pullback after a big breakout. That is a bull flag. If you include the, well, you never really know how these ones are going to go, Joey, but that's kind of what I see.
Yeah, I mean, it's been on a nice run here, guys. I mean, you got to take it 76% from the middle of October or early October even. So that's a nice run. This is where I lose officially, so let's see if we can hold up there.
Sorry, just give me a second because I just got into Miggy and it's
on for sure. Yeah. Nice indecision print here on Netflix. Guys, 5-minute print. As you can see, it broke through some of these lows. Yeah, I'm going to do it, man. Yeah, we're going to take this stab right here on NFLX to see if we can get this rocking and rolling. I was thinking about going short Tesla. I said to Sharif, this is it, brother. And he started chuckling. But that would have been nice posting up there at 1922. I had a feeling that it was going to break down. So let's take a look and get this back up here as I get ready and prepare to trade on some Netflix. Good, yeah. All right, NFLX. And then we're going to go relatively small here, looking for a bounce. But I do like what we got going on the 5-minute. Oh, and the 1 minute as well, too. AEO bet. Yeah, there you go. Ram posting the video, guys. Make sure you hit that click that link in the chat, and you're going to figure out what we got going on. Nice isolated volume print on the 1 minute. And now you're slowly starting to grind higher there on Netflix.
Yeah, Miggy got me exactly, Vincent. It did. I got caught offside on this one, so we will give back a little bit. We caught a couple of bids to the high side, but no, I'm negative on the name. And look, we'll set up a little bit better. 6 1/3 is where I see possible support there. If it holds up at that level, we'll get back in. But right now, I'm focused on this trade. IRBT, I added nicely into that 488 dip. Looking for continuation back above 5. There's 04s. Let's see if we can get a nice price spike up through some of the levels that I have. There is 5s. There's the print. Nice look now on IRBT as it works its way back again off the 20 moving average. Funny enough, not one that I often use, but I've got it up there in case I need it. And the way I see IRBT today, it's respecting the 20. It did it over here. It did it again over here, and it just did it over here. I know So let me just, for those who are listening, not watching, 1140, double bottom into the 20, 1005, 1010. It does breach the 20 on a wick basis, closes above it, and it did it again over here, 1210, 1215, drops into the 20, exponential moving average on the 5-minute chart, and moves right back up. So we're going to see what we can do on this one. I think I've got 91s or something like that on. Yeah, 91s. Separately, I didn't mention this one, but we did real well here on KIT. KITT, we did take that flat top break. I think I had 18s and we took it all the way up into 27s. Alas, it came back down. It looks like a possible double top. So I am alert to a flat bottom break on KITT, but guess what? It dropped into the volume weighted average price. So if it wants to hold VWAP here, I'll get back into KIT, man, and we'll scalp it back up again. Back to Miggy. As Miggy is still holding above 6.5. There's Miggy losing the bid, Joey. Oh no, bleeding its own blood. Halt parameter, 622, guys. See that red rectangle on my level 2? That is where the limit down is. LULD stands for limit up, limit down. So if we do hit that 622, we gotta spend about, oh, now it changed to 611 because it keeps adjusting as the price and the timer obviously develop. So 611 halt level right now on MIGI. It's at the 10 EMA. It's a Scotia above VWAP. There's 611, false halt for the moment. There it is again, Joey. It looks like we might halt here on Miggy at 611. We need 10 seconds at this level, and then we're gonna get a gray out. Looks like it might be graying out here, up 30, almost 33%, 3, 2, and there it is. Gray out on MIGI. We are now halted on the way down. Be on the lookout here. Keeping an eye on IRBT as it just lost 5 again. Let me take some profit here. Now that I know it's, you know, a little indecisive about this $5 level. So there we go. We get the print there on IRBT. What else am I looking at? IBIO has lost VWAP. It's going to lose its spot on the side chart momentarily. But this one, I was speaking to Ben, Joseph, back. Ben.
Oh, yeah, Ben. Yeah.
Well, from yesterday, right?
Yeah.
Shout out to Big Ben in the background. He's a big guy, right?
He's
a pretty big guy.
Hey, I like that, though. Big Ben.
Big Ben.
He kind of looks like Roethlisberger a little bit.
He does. He does.
Man.
Oh,
he does.
crap,
Yeah,
he
does. He does. I like
nice
that
call
one.
out on that. And Big Ben, obviously, in London,
Ben.
right? So shout out to Ben in the back. He was telling me he took a banger on I'm going to call this Biggie, man. BBGI. He took a banger on this one. He got caught in an up halt from 11, and the top showed like 15, and he just threw the mock or the move, sorry, the market on open order, and he printed up several storms. So shout out to Big Ben in the background there. Want to shout him out. Good trade on his part there, Joey.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, guys, here we are. We're posted up at 65, 94.65 here on NFLX. Might be the last trade of the day, folks, full disclosure, so we'll see what we can get going on here if we catch this fill. And if it breaks the LOD, then we are bonkers, and that is going to be the end of it for your boy today. But yeah, I mean, it might not be a good idea, to be honest with you, with the Nasdaq looking like it wants to really, really curl over here. Do I get out of it? Do I save it for FOMC? I did it. I'm saving it. I'm saving it. No, it's all good. I'm saving it as it starts to rebound. So fun stuff here. Or do I get back in, man? Let me know what you guys think. No, obviously I'm being sarcastic because I have to make my own decisions, and I continue to do so, and I will continue to do so. There it goes, Ethereum. Right? Essentially living in its own world right now. New high of the day. Bitcoin started slightly lagging. Now starting to play catch up, guys. It's heading towards the HOD. Wise move says, okay, it wasn't though. Look at it. I think it can rebound here. I'm going to do it, man. Fortune favors the bold, right, Sharif?
Yes, sir.
Let's get involved. Yeah, let's rock and roll here. We're going to post up at 70s to see if we can get this cooking up for us. The market can rebound at any given moment. So, bang, we're going to go right back to where we were previously to see if we can catch that fill. As Bitcoin's starting to climb a little bit higher, you're seeing Tesla go back. NVDA doing not much whatsoever. Joe Full porting, where can I get that algo? Oh, my friend.
Oh, you're going to charge money, my boy.
Listen. I know essentially nothing about coding, right?
You're vibe coding, right?
What is that?
They're calling it vibe coding. I don't know why, but that's what they're called.
Just plugging what you got up here into exactly. So that's exactly what I'm doing. Yeah. If I need more detail, I'll go to Jose. But guys, you have to take it into consideration. As of January, it will be my 5th year right? It'll be my 5th year trading. So essentially, it's 5 years of what's up here that I just typed into ChatGPT and got it to spit out the code, and there was obviously refining within that. So, I mean, you can create your own nowadays. It's relatively simple, but you just have to know what you want and be very, very specific in the detail, all right? So, yeah, straight vibe coding with a vest. Exactly, so we're rock and rolling. Joe got a vest or go home. Vest only. Okay, all right, brother. Well, I don't have it with me, so, and I ain't going home either because we are now 5 cents in the money here on NFLX 94.70s. A nice move. So let's see if we can get a pop in, break that previous pivot high. There is some resistance that we're going to be keeping an eye out at 94.8. Keep an eye out on that one there, guys. So that's what we got going on with Netflix. And one day maybe, Sharif and I were just briefly talking about it, but we'll get more in depth. Because you have the morning note. It's always great to add some things, whether it be via an options detail or possibly that. But the thing is, though, Sharif,
yes, sir.
It's essentially priceless because you can't buy the experience.
No, you really can't. But great segue, Joe, because I wanted to. I actually wanted to ask the viewers this. So for those who have been using my morning note, and I think it's been around for a while now. What the hell is this thing doing, dude? I asked you to open up the dang thing. Give me a sec. So what I really wanted to ask you guys is, what improvements do you think that we can make? So I basically included the following. You get the entire story, you get 3 areas of support and resistance, and you get the trader takeaway, which often gives you a bit of a wider look at things, intraday view, swing view, investment view. But what other kind of section, that's the word I'm looking for, do you think that I should include in the morning note? So keep in mind that it has to be something that I can do every day on scale. So if you've been using the morning note, I'd love to hear back from you guys about a certain section. I was thinking maybe whether to put a bullish or bearish twist on things, so it'll be like a red or green background for the name. Obviously, that's not that hard to do because, just look if it's up or down on the day or the story is bearish.
Some people are saying add some of your small cap names to it.
Yeah, see, that's the thing. So I don't include the small caps, and there's a reason I don't do that, Joe, because the ones that are running in the pre-market, they often don't run during the midday. So I've been kind of mulling that over. Let me read some of the things that are people are saying. Add small cap gapper, because that's what you were saying. A vest section, Christopher Ocean, what styles? Come on, bro.
All right, bro.
Think of AI as your own little libertarian. No, that's not what I'm looking for there. What else we got? Add your gym photos on it. All right, Roland Joe, sounds good. Get rid of the PDF. Place it on a members only. Brent was laughing. I mean, what can I do, bro? I mean, I'll throw in a workout session every now and again. But
what are those things called? Those advent calendars? Apparently they want one of those.
Shut up, Joe. Like, killing me, bro. Get rid of the PDF. That's actually not a bad idea. We have actually really discussed that. We were thinking about putting it possibly into a different program, but really the best way to hold on to the formatting has been PDF, and that's why we kind of insisted on that. Miggy's open and it's rocketing up off of the volume weighted average price. Joe, go ahead while I read some of these.
All it takes, folks, is just one, and here we go. We're starting to get something going here in NFLX. 94.70 is going to be that entry. We get 20 cents just risking 10 right there, so a 2-to-1. And hey, we are so back. It's not even funny. Just like that, it's a fact. Where is Mike Peter Ryder? I haven't seen him in the chat today. But hey, guys, a lot of good things going on right now. Let's see if this move can be sustained here in NFLX. But yeah, sorry to interrupt you. And yeah, continue.
There's some great comments by you guys right now. Great comments. But I got to do this right now, Joey.
Do what you got to do.
Are we doing it right now, Assassino? Absolutely. For too long, guys, trading actually meant risking your own money or not even having enough to start with. Also, the fear of losing, it kept so many traders on the sidelines. But that is thankfully changing because Trade the Pool is transforming how traders access the markets, especially with their limited risk trading model. Traders in this case can actually use funded capital and then trade the pool. They absorb all the downside. It allows you to focus on what truly matters, which is the discipline, the consistency, and of course that growth. And the excellent part is when you hit that profit target, you keep up to 70% of your profits. There's no fear, guys. There's no barriers. There's only real opportunity. This is the revolution of limited risk trading, and it is powered by Trade the Pool. So you need to visit them at tradethepool.com or scan that QR code now to get 10% off. Shout out to the great folks there. Jamlocky coming up with a great idea. Ichiro with some good comments as well. Zero Gravity says, I like the idea for bullish or bearish. I think some icon for it in play. That's a great idea as well. Jameson was saying include the RSI. Is it, you know, it really depends on the time frame. Is it overbought or oversold? I think that's a really good idea as well. A lot of people using the relative strength index. Christopher Ocean coming in with a comment as well. The show should have a Discord behind the membership. We did actually have one, by the way. More to come on that in a second. You can post it there and have several discussions on the thread. Great like suggestions by you guys, actually.
I like the Discord idea. I think that'd be a good.
Great suggestions by you guys. I do appreciate that. Joey, we're still holding on to a piece here on IRBT as it comes back in to that key area of technical support that is the 20 moving average on the 5. But I think I've overstayed my welcome here as the lower highs, I think, are in control. So it's a 520 high, and since we put in that 520 high, it has been a series of lower highs. So I'm getting out of dodge there, and we'll see what the next trade will be. We're going to keep an eye here. BBGI is going to halt up again. Here it is, 1967, false halt, dropping into 19. Let's see where the limit up is. It's still 1967, hasn't changed. Does this one continue above 2078, high of the day, dipping into mid-18s, back into 19 we go. There's the halt perimeter again at 67, but it keeps false halting as the sell orders come in quite aggressively at that level. BBGI up 371%.
All right, guys, here it is. We're still holding on to approximately 70% here of our NFLX trade. We're down 2%. We took some off, so now it's risk-free. It comes back to my break even. We're out of dodge on this one, and we're going to look for that next opportunity. I did like the short on Tesla, considering how long it's been consolidating, and then now it's finally starting to break down, heading into that 12:30, not quite lunchtime, but an hour and a half or so until the Fed rate decision. And sure enough, you're going to see some volatility step into the market. Be patient, sit on your hands for a little bit, guys, and just give yourself those opportunities. 2 to 2:30, I think it's great to wait until Jerome's done speaking as well. That's going to tell you a lot what the price action is, where the volatility, specific ranges, and then you can base trades off of that. Don't be over anxious, or don't feel FOMO. Like, oh, I'm missing out, I'm missing out. No, there's going to be plenty of opportunities. Because guess what? Tomorrow, the market is most definitely going to be in play regardless of the decision, right? So be patient, wait for those. I know Roland Joe's like, hey, man, I came ready. I had my A game, and unfortunately, you hit that max loss. Obviously not to call you out, but we've all been there, and we've all done that. So now you know. And I thought it was you who said earlier in the week, hey, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday is going to be relatively choppy. Watch out. Lower that risk leading into the FOMC. And if we go back since the beginning of the week, you can see that it has been relatively choppy. These names took some while to find direction. Look what Tesla's been up to today. Look what the TQs did for the first hour. Look what the SPY did for the first hour. Essentially went sideways. Eastward is a direction, guys. Don't forget that. It doesn't have to be just up or down. So if you're really good at range trading, that's what you're looking for. And it took a little while for us to break out. Now we have Ethereum starting to come back in. Tesla continuously selling here. But if we can break this 94.80 level on Netflix without having to come back into the middle of this range, I like our chances from coming to test this 95 level. And then that's going to be absolutely prime time. IBIT, not as strong as Ethereum here, guys. So you can see we didn't quite get to that previous high day of around 52.56. Now you're heading right back in towards the volume weighted average price. So it looks like the sellers are in control for the moment, Sharif.
Sorry, Joe, just give me a sec.
Absolutely.
I got into
do your thing. Yeah. So I mean, here it is, right? There's the TQs looking like it's heading towards that neckline. Keep an eye out for this. That's an inverse. Is this an inverse head and shoulders? If only I could turn that around. I think so. You have the head, and then you have shoulder 1, shoulder 2, and then we have that neckline being formed. Why is it slightly red? Okay. So yeah, we have that being formed. If that breaks, watch out. There might be some more downside as Netflix is starting to come back into my break even. Let's see if we can hold this 94.70 level, and if we can, then I think we'll be all right. But we're now trading at 94.75, which isn't too good of a look. After this hefty pullback here, you can see that the volume was relatively light. I'm like, oh, Oh, I've seen this many times before, where you have these indecision prints at the lows with the isolated volume signature. You go up and then you engulf essentially what you just gained, but then it just climbs right back up. So we're fortunate enough to catch that in the right place at the right time, and we're going to continue to hold on to this trade until proven wrong. All right, so innocent until proven guilty, and Tesla continuing to bleed. As long as we hold this, I think we're okay, but if it does break, then we better watch out. I thought NVDA was going to be significantly stronger. Also keep an eye on the tape, guys. That's some positive signs now, trading up to 94.80 in Netflix, so we're getting a rebound here in NVDA. I thought this was going to be strong. It's unfortunate that we had zero continuation after, I believe this was Tuesday's price action. This was yesterday. Right? Disappointment, big time. You sell off a little bit, now you're making that additional leg lower, but this was just like, what is going on here? I honestly don't think I've ever seen anything like this. You have that strong opening drive, consolidate, catalyst comes in, you give back the majority of the move, and then we decide, oh, in the post market, where there isn't as many participants, we're gonna let this start rocking and rolling, and then sure enough, you can see this is the blue ocean open right there, and then it continues to, or close, I should say, trades lower in blue ocean, and then sure enough, you trade down to 189, so you have that slight gap down in Wednesday's open, pre-market open, guys.
All right, guys, we're in BBGI right now. We got 99s. I've been wetting the beak into the low 30s, coming back down into my area here into 18. It's been holding the 10 EMA on the 5 quite well, but it's not rocketing up, right? And there's a seller in the low 30s, high 20s. It keeps coming back into that level, only to be met with aggressive selling. So there we go. We'll get stopped out in the last remaining amount, as it will lose a 10 EMA. So we scalped a little bit, but still negative on this name. So a bit of a tougher one today, Joey. I mean, we started well, and then it ended up giving back a little bit. So that's kind of the way that works. You win some, you lose some. This one's going to halt down 1640 right now. It is showing the halt parameter coming in at 1640 on BBGI, showing 92s now, though, on the price action. It has found support at the 20 before. The 20 is at, I want to say 1575, 15 2/3. So we'll keep an eye out on that. MNTS, I'm being told by the chat, is making a move over here. So I need to look at that one. Yes, it is. It's breaking out. MNTS on the rampage to the high side. So let's throw in that ticker right now on the side charts. Here it is. It's still below some area highs, especially, yes, that pre-market high that we put in at 830. That takes us all the way up to $1.20, but we are reclaiming that dollar area. Let's see how well we do, or whether we squeeze up into 120. Let me throw in the ticker there for you guys. MNTS looking real good here after basically trading below the volume weighted average price all morning. So a good recovery by the name, but we'll keep an eye out on that, see if it can take out the pre-market high, because I will not trade that until it gets above that pre-market high. Miggy is really making a move back up, guys. What a hold up off VWAP. There it is, a beautiful move by Miggy. Halt parameter showing 738. Be on the lookout here, guys. Miggy is making moves right back into 7.25. The real resistance, though, from the first earlier candles were 7.25, even though 775 is the high of the day. Halt parameter showing 753 here on Miggy, up 55%. And it's done a decent amount of volume, about 6.8 million shares, especially for one that really just showed up midday. So Miggy Mogmo, baby, looking to take out that high at 775. We'll get involved in this one if it is warranted. Let's see if it gets above and stays above that 7.25, because that 7.25 is where I see a lot of the resistance from the earlier candles. There's 7 1/3. The halt level now is 763. I'm seeing now on Miggy. Let's see if we can get into this one. Maybe give it to 7, maybe 7 mid-teens, in and around that risk, about 10 pennies. Let's see if this one's coming down or heading back up. Really having trouble clearing that 7.25 decisively. This candle, still has about another 3.5 minutes before it closes, so we won't be able to base anything off that until we have this candle's lower high close. Okay, right back down into 7. Ugly topping tail candle forming right now on the 5-minute on Miggy as it drops into 7. Is this a buying opportunity here on Miggy Mogmo, or are we about to put in a topping tail candle and head back to 6.25? That's what it feels like. There we go, back down into 6s. Oh, it's losing the bid here, Joey. Right down into the 80s. Yeah, it didn't feel that one, didn't touch that one, but MIGI definitely involved in the midday action here in the world of small cap gappers. So gonna take my time punching into this one, if at all. Joey already got beat up on it a little bit on that earlier move, so I don't want to go too negative on it.
Oh, yeah, we don't want to go too deep. At least you weren't beaten to a pulp on IBIT there, brother. All right, there we go on TSLL. Come on, baby. Let's go head right back into the middle of this range, guys. So not too bad of a look so far. You can see the bid is still at 1911. A nice little pop there. Oh.
What happened, Joey?
Bang, that's what we need to see. Come on, you can do it. Tesla, as the market is rebounding, bouncing right off a key support level. So a nice little pop just like that. I told you it's small win, and then you get to hammer some potentially strong trades. I'm keeping my eyes on the tape like there's no tomorrow, so just stalking it. And if we do start to reject this level aggressively, then we might have to just get out, break even. A clean flush of the 12s right there, not the best sign, and you can see it start to dive a little bit. So we want to see immediate reaction just like that. So the size is still at the bid, guys. Keep that in mind. We're getting those in-between prints, but we're also getting some clean flushes right at the ask. A couple more of those, we're going to be able to go a couple increments higher, and then there we go. We print 1914s, so a nice, solid look. Let's get our quote highlights up here, guys. So we're really honed in right now because we have to be. I mean, but we were this morning 110%. I wake up with the mentality of like, all right, let's go seize the day. Sometimes it doesn't always work like that. All you can do is just put probability in your favor. But there it is, guys. This is what I was talking about. We rejected this prior support level, acting as potential resistance right now. As long as we don't crack 1906s, I'm going to try to stick and hold to my guns on this specific trade. But this pullback here isn't the best. But regardless of what it is, we'll continuously do so. I mean, that NFLX trade was half decent, but it hasn't recovered since. So there's going to be a key support level right here, guys. Keep that in mind. And if that breaks, there's going to be probably some more downside in Netflix. Surprisingly so. I wouldn't be surprised if we see like 90, 89s here in NFLX, and then you start to get bought back up. I think the company's just too strong and too powerful to fail. Too big to fail is essentially what I'm getting at. Too many people watch Netflix, and then obviously with things that they can have in the potential pipeline. But yeah, Tesla not really being too good to us today. I mean, if we bought the support level right here, you get that little bit of a bounce, and I think we're trying to do the exact same thing right now and trying to get that move right back into VWAP there, Sharif.
All right, guys. Keeping an eye here on Miggy, scalping, getting in right at 7 as it pops. I'm just taking some out. Looking for the continuation though, man. I feel like if this one gets above the $0.25, we could really squeeze on Miggy. New candle just opened up now. Let's see if we can hold the prior area. Let's get in a little bit over here. There's the continuation into the $0.33. Let's see if we can get into the 40s. There's the top on the 40s. Let's see if we can get some more here. Looking for continuation into the 50s, 34 showing up. That is still below prior bar high, so we'll take out some there. Seller, big seller at 34 here on Miggy, guys. 33s, 34s at the $0.33. They're really defending that, but we do have higher lows. Let's just watch out, though, that we're not being lured into, what's it called, a bull trap at the moment. So keeping my eye closely here on Miggy, looking for that continuation into 40s. We didn't take out prior bar high quite yet, but the deal is we have a substantially higher low. There's 33s again. Can't shake the seller at 33, man. That seller is a staunchy little, you know what. And the thing is, now they're posting at lower levels. It was 34s, 33s, now it's 30s. So be on the lookout here as the seller's trying to take this bad boy down on MIGI. Keeping a close eye on this one. Oh, wow, that just flushed against me quite hard. Eek. Eek. All right, well, that's kind of the way that is. Yeah, man. So keeping an eye on this one. Right back into 7, though. Yeah, I just have to think about this one for a second. Yeah, it just keeps finding support at the 10. I think I just keep getting in at the wrong area, quite frankly, because it keeps getting bought up off that level. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to get in the right amount of shares so that I can actually DCA into the 10 EMA on the 5, which is, I think, at the 6 2/3, in between 50 and 75. So we'll do just that. And I'm going to set up my orders at those levels. Let's go ahead and wait in the 80s. And then I'm going to also wait right in that $0.02 area. So let's go ahead and wait for there. to see if we can kind of pick up something off that level and then rock it back up. So right now we have 7 on the dot. Not too bad. Looking for some better of a price though. If it loses the 10 EMA, then it loses me as a trader. Also involved in VELO. Looking for this one to continue to hold up. We have nice shares in this one as well on VELO. So let's take some profits as this one does pop up into local area highs there on that level. So that's what we're looking at there. But keeping my eye firmly here on Miggy, as this one is more of a dangerous trade. Still holding on to the level there, looking for that continuation either into the dip trades that I have here to defend 3/4 and 2/3, or to come back into that 25 penny area. But VELO really breaking out here, guys. There we go. Nice continuation on VELO. Let's see if we can get a little bit higher. Why did the spread open up so much on Velo, man? It's 70 on the ask, 61 on the bid. What's going on with that? So we'll have to definitely keep an eye out on that. But what I'm trying to do, Joey, is I'm trying to build a position on Miggy at more advantageous levels because I keep punching in at highs, and that just keeps getting me in trouble. So I need to be a little bit careful with that.
Yeah, fair enough, man. I know that feeling too. Try to grab the lower end of the range. This is it. We're almost chopping around for 5 minutes here on TSLL, so we might end up taking a loss. The longer that it takes to climb, the less that I like it. If Netflix does break through that support level, shows any indecisions, then maybe we're going to try to take a continuation on that long. The volume weighted average price is tracking relatively tight as well. I mean, it's not that tight actually now that I'm looking at it. So you might get somewhat of a rebound, which I like. You just have to be more patient, wait for it to curl over. I always use that cruise ship and speedboat analogy. Some stocks take significantly longer to turn around than others. We're not always going to get those V-shaped reversals, and that's okay. You just have to be able to identify when things are forming that base, slowly starting to curl around, and then you want to wait till you can get to on that lower end of that range. Why? So you can drastically increase your risk to reward ratio. You can see that I'm in at 11s right here. I'm out at 0.05, so that's 6 cents. Just like, boom, it's that simple. We're not going to complicate things. I wouldn't like it if I didn't have the ability to have such a tight stop and having that previous pivot low. So there it is, 1914s on Tesla. But it's been a grind, man. Shout out to Pharrell. It's been a grind without any form of questioning, and I wouldn't be surprised if it does come back. Okay, yes, just like that. Just like that, Sharif. We like it. Stick to the guns, baby. Here, a nice little pop there on TSLL. Let's see if we can catch a fill. All right, there we go. We got 14s on that print. It did go up to 15s. At this point, I do like our chances to climb up to 18s. We broke through this resistance zone right here, and there you go. You get a nice additional pop. It's small wins, and then sure enough, you're right back in this game. I said after that Netflix trade, we are so bad. Oh, I shouldn't have took that one. Did I take it? I did. No. All right. So that's right. I got filled at the exact same price. So maybe we'll post up at 16s, see if we can grab something there. We're now printing 15s on the ask, but not quite the bid. Let's kind of increase our quote highlight here so we don't have so many. And there we go. We want to look for that imbalance and that ladder being formed on the level 2, guys. So keep that in mind. A nice little pop in TSLL. Now we're risk off. Right? So now we can breathe. Woosah, woosah, woosah.
Woosah.
As we hit another high right there, my boy.
Hit that
for show. I'm getting that for show. I'm getting that for show, Sharif. There we go. Another pop there in TSLL. We take a little bit more off, guys. We are now sitting on 50% remaining of the position. The comeback kid, baby.
Oh, yeah. Honestly, bro, we're gonna call you that.
Hold on, man.
I want to call you that.
Are you ready?
I'm ready, Joey.
And
it feels like you're dunking on everybody too. It's like
what? I'm not.
No. When you laugh at, I know you're not. I know who you are, right? So I know that you're not like that. But like the laugh.
No, you know what it is? It's because it's the doubters. I'm laughing at the doubters. Like ha ha. You know what I mean?
I feel
don't
that,
doubt the boy, man.
All right, man. We're doing it live. We got nicely back in the money on Miggy Mog Mo, man. I added aggressively into 60s, and I scalped all the way up to 15. So we did make a substantial amount back on Miggy Mog Mo, but it's still putting in a lower trend here, Joey. Now, what it can do is it's basically putting in a higher low on this current candle. But I just don't want to overstay my welcome on this one. It's not trending up through 7.25 like I was hoping. 7.25 to me seems like that real resistance level, even though 775 is the high of the day. But I don't want to, just be scalping and stressing myself out on this one. I'd rather take the cleaner trade. I picked up the dip trades. That got me out of some trouble. but it's still putting in a lower high trend, so I don't want to be picking up more dip trades and then catch myself offside. Let's see, there's 7.25 again. Great move here for Miggy. Can we decidedly, though, get above 7.25? There's the selling again at the $0.25. Unsurprised by that. How we doing here on Velo? We're doing okay. We're looking for that continuation, though. Seller at 75 that just came in. Big move up there. There's Miggy right back into that triple top, man. Jeez Louise. 735 high, 734, and now, so you have a double top at 734 on the 1240 and 1245 candle, and then the 1235 candle has 735. So there is a monster seller at the $0.33 that we can't shake. It seems to me like it's the $0.25, but now it's looking more like the $0.33 where that seller is stepping in and has been stepping in basically all morning. So Miggy being kept down by this 7.25 seller, but still up 56%. So not a bad look. There's a 7.25 again. Now they're selling at 30s, dipping down into the $0.25. Yeah, there's a whole lot of selling there. I feel like if it gets taken out, it's going to get taken out quite aggressively. 34 showing up. Are they posting up on multiple gateways or multiple price levels, I should say? Probably multiple gateways as well. What I mean is we were talking about 733, but then as you just saw there, we had a 734 seller come in. And there's another 733 seller again coming back into that level and being met with a wall of selling. So yeah, it's going to have to get above this level. Don't see a good trade other than a dip trade off, 675 where the 10 EMA is, unless we decidedly take out that 7.25 seller. So let's pack our patience on this one. We still have some time left on the show. It's about 12:45. We'll be sending you to the big boys a little early today, about 10 minutes, so that they can cover the FOMC meeting and give us your kind of the look there. But we do have to pause for a moment here on the midday as we have a special guest with Adara at the big desk.
We're very pleased to have on here with us today Colin Bletsky, COO and Director of Must Grow Biologics Corp, trading on the TSXV as MGRO and the OTCQB as MGROF. Colin, how are you doing today?
I'm doing well. How about yourself?
Great, thank you. And thank you so much here for being with us. So let's get right into it, because your company sells mustard-derived biofertilizers. So can you tell us a little bit about your U.S. sales and the demand for your product?
Yeah, our U.S. sales are moving along very rapidly and ahead of our projections, I would say. Currently, we launched in 2024 with our product called Terrasante. This was across the West Coast, really focusing in potatoes, focusing in strawberries and other key crops in that U.S. market. And we had some very good yield data, very good trials with a lot of key customers in that area. And we've seen a really good ramp up into 2025. And so far, the product continues to perform. It's working well at farm gate level. We're seeing a lot of good support, and we're really excited for that 2026 season.
Tell us a little bit about the feedback you've been getting from potato farmers on yields and economics right now.
Yes, we did trials more into Washington and Idaho, and we've seen a good increase in yield as well as good increase in the size of potatoes. And why that's important is yield side, of course, you're producing more food. We've seen roughly about a 2 ton per acre increase, which was considerable value to that farm gate level. The other side of things, we've seen a larger, more quality potatoes, so increased size of A's and B's. And what that means is those products can get sold at a higher price point into the marketplace. And that allows for less calls. So the less calls you have, essentially, the more money you make. So at a grower level, that grower was estimating roughly about a 5,000 USD per acre return, which is a considerable amount of ROI.
Yeah, and that is very exciting to hear. Now, I want to also talk here about the size of our U.S. target market. So how large is this target market within the United States? And how does your revenue growth correspond to acreage targets?
Yeah, so we are targeting the 5.6 million acres of high-value fruit and vegetables and potatoes. And within that, potatoes is a key crop. It's roughly just under 1 million acres of annual planting. And so these two are very large opportunities for us. On a revenue side, it's going to depend on the crop. So if you get into higher value crops such as strawberries, you're looking that for every 1,000 acres of strawberries that are utilized, and our product that's utilized in strawberries is roughly about just over $800,000 US per 1,000 acres. So about $800 an acre. Into potatoes, it's a little lower dose rate. So you're seeing roughly about $160,000 US per 1,000 acres of potatoes. So when you look at the opportunity for us to get into a meaningful sales, that 5 to 7 million mark, you're only looking between 8 to 9,000 acres of actual application. So a considerable amount of opportunity for us, a lot of value per acre, and a lot of value for the farmer on utilizing our product as well.
Let's talk a little bit about the size of the farms here that you're working with. What size farms are buying Must Grow's product right now, and how do you see demand expanding from where you guys are currently?
Yeah, and we're dealing with many different farmers. So the way we take an approach we take is working with the farmers, showing the value. So in potatoes right now, these are some very large potato growers, ranging anywhere from 200 acres of potatoes, and in some cases upwards of 6,000 to 7,000 acres. When we get into things like strawberries or leafy greens, we're dealing with the very large food companies. You can think of Dole's, Driscoll's, Cal Giants. Specifically, when you look at strawberries, some of those companies are controlling and working through 20, 30, and in some ways up to 60,000 acres of produce. So we're working with the large growers, working with small growers, we're working with a lot of different organic as well as conventional growers. So it's across the map, but we are touching pretty much all types of growers, positioning our product right now in the U.S.
That's really exciting in terms of the amount of exposure you guys are getting. So I have to ask as well, is there anything else that you want our audience to know about Must Grow right now?
Yeah, you know what? I would say the biggest thing about us, we are moving from that, I would say, technology-based company with 112 patents now into a commercial sales. And we're selling actively in Canada with our distribution team here. We're positioning Terrasante in the US and driving that, seeing the good growth, seeing good activity, seeing good results. And now we're looking to expand that product line outwards, looking to Netherlands, looking to South America, into Brazil, and even into Asia. So this is, I would say, the first start of it. You need to start working with farmers. You need to start working with the market to show validity of your product, show the efficacy, and then you can move outwards. And that's the stage we're at, is really that, I would say, small company right now, small sales, but that high growth opportunity and large market size.
Yeah, I think that the growth opportunity, definitely something to remember. Thank you again to Colin Bletsky, COO and Director of Must Grow Biologics Corp, for being on with us. You can find this ticker MGRO on the TSXV and then MGROF on the OTCQB. Thank you so much, Colin.
Thank you. Have a good day.
Thanks.
Thank you to Colin, and thank you to Adara. Great information, great interview there. Joey, was something going on during the interview?
Oh, man. Who is that
Mr. Miggy Mog frickin' Mo. Oh, my goodness. This got me out of a lot of trouble, bro. I was on the verge of getting shut down, and now we're almost positive on the day. What a move up here for Mr. Mixers, and I went heavy. Like well, for me, not, relatively speaking for other people on the show, but there it is, 827. That's the high of the day, back into the high of 817. Mr. Miggy Mog Mo's on that good stuff right now, especially as what I was saying specifically, that 7 1/3 seller had to get the hell out of the way. He's been decimated. I told you, run for your life, Mr. Seller, up into 827. Very, very strong trade on Mr. Miggy Mog Mo, up 75%. But we're holding this one too, Joey, VELO. We got 57s. It's showing me 88s now. We took good size with this one as well. So Mr. Velo, nice little rounded move there off the 20 EMA on the 5. So we're going to keep an eye on MIGI and VELO. They certainly got me out of some trouble today. Very happy that we were able to do that, and I had the compunction to pump in. I appreciate that. There is no power to shut down. Shout out to Ozan. You don't even know, man.
Hold on.
You don't even know.
Yeah, Sharif, you that beautiful stuff there, man. Oh, whoa.
You're wash trading. That's why.
That's why.
You're gonna get,
no. All right, there we go. We're all right, good. We're good, man. We wanted that fill there at 1923. Didn't come. Came back aggressive against us. Nice work there on that trade, though, Sharif. Oh, comeback kid. That trophy. I wish I had. Oh, we do have one right here. It's right here. This is the trophy right here. All right?
I like it. And
don't
the thing
show
is,
the peeps.
No, we can't. We don't show them the numbers.
Yeah, we don't want to show
Joey.
them the numbers. Bro.
So what was I going to say? Yeah. So the 75 million, that was the Lotto Max.
This is it right
Nobody
here.
won it. So it's now 80 million.
So,
right
here.
Yeah, schmillion. And then the other one, 649, is 40 million.
Yeah, bang. We're going to take
Joey,
that, man.
The question is.
What is it?
The question is.
Yeah.
The first
Thing I
big thing. You're not
Big
gonna
thing.
tell me, you know, I knew you were coming
get
to
out of
say
here. Hey. All right, that's it.
Get it, Ram. You guys see that vest?
That's crazy.
You guys saw the vest,
Listen,
huh?
we
You guys
have
saw the
video
vest.
evidence now. If
Video
it goes
evidence.
missing, we know
He's
who
wearing a
took it.
vest. So what's the first thing?
I mean, she's
Big
passing it
purchase,
around
of
like it's
course.
like that's
And she's just going
crazy.
around taking your ticket like she
Yeah,
owns it.
that's
What's the
mad.
first big purchase? I'm not talking
beach
about
house.
paying off.
Beach house.
For real?
Yeah.
The first big purchase.
Yeah,
You
I
just
don't have to pay. I don't have
Muskoka,
anything to
or
pay
you
off.
buying a beach house down
beach,
there?
Brother.
Beach.
Yeah.
Forget about
we're
Muskoka,
going
huh?
to Mexico. We're going straight up, or maybe Belize, Jamaica. I don't know. I have so many options. You know what? I was thinking with that 40 million.
With that 40 million.
Yeah, exactly. We got so many options with Joey options. With the options on this one, I'm thinking I'd just buy $1 million property in 5 different countries. What do you think about
Go
that?
big or go home.
Yeah,
eh?
yeah.
Go
What do you
big
think
or
about
home.
that?
So there's going to be a lot of carrying costs to that, Joey. So I think I'm going to hit.
Oh, it's tax-free too, my boy.
Oh,
you don't
wait,
have to,
Belize?
No, the lottery ticket. We don't got to pay any
No,
tax
that.
on
But
it.
when you buy the property, you have to pay a real estate tax.
Yeah,
you probably
yeah,
have to
that's
pay
right.
maintenance, all that
Small-
kind of stuff there.
small
But you're not
potatoes.
small potatoes.
Yeah.
Especially if you put that money to work and it doesn't run out. You don't invest too much. You don't spend too much of the capital, right? Yeah, you deploy a little bit of that capital to wet your
with
beak
the
a little bit.
40, 15 right away.
15 right away.
Into bonds, everything else.
Bonds.
Yeah.
You're not going high risk.
No, why would I do that?
I'm putting
man?
it into the
5%.
queues.
You're putting it in the queues right away.
Queues.
Hey, we got another 5 million
Into
for that.
the
We got
queues.
40, brother. I could put.
But you don't want to
15.
put too much too quick. You want to buy those dips. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
we're at all-time highs,
Yeah.
right? So you don't want to deploy too much
Exactly.
too quickly.
You don't want to go too quickly.
But yeah, your point well taken there. I put some money in the money market funds, get that
Yeah,
nice
absolutely, get that
that
money
nice
market.
coupon consistently.
What's your first big purchase?
The first big purchase. I'm buying Ram another vest. Shout out to Ram. What did she put?
I will. If win, I don't even know what this says. Ram gets 5%.
Wow, she just gave herself an equitable distribution of 5. She gave herself equity.
I'm kind, eh?
I'm kind.
You know this one. I am kind. Everybody gets a 0.5%. Everybody gets
All right, guys. We're feeling good right now. Joey, we should probably start the news because we're going to have to send them over a little bit early to the big boys as we are expecting, of course, Fed Chair Powell and the FOMC to cut rates by a 1/4 point, widely being spoken about in the financial circles as a hawkish cut. So we do expect some hawkish commentary coming during the interview. That could have the effect, of course, guys, of pushing the market down as, you know, if he makes these sort of less dovish comments, even cut or not, we could see some downward arrows on the market. We'll have to wait and see, of course. If you're a newer trader, so this is typically how it works. We get the Fed rate decision electronically at 2 o'clock. Coming with that is Chair Powell's prepared statement, which is published on the FOMC website right at 2 o'clock. He then reads off that statement at 2:30. After he's read that statement, he then takes questions from the press corps there, and that's where the wild card comes in. Those are the non-prepared comments. So we're going to be all ears. We're going to have Adira at the big desk. Sia's here today on my left, as you can see her. She's going to be doing, I guess, her first FOMC meeting, so she'll get to know what it's all about. I'm sure you guys will give her a lot of love if she does come on screen. Guys, Miggy Mogmo, another high of day, 839. Joey, it popped from 827, where, you know, I was trading this one into 744, popping right back up into 839. There's a lot of volatility in this name. Try to pick it up off key levels. Good look right now for MIGI, as this one's not giving up the ghost. Midday runner started really moving at around 12 o'clock. So you like these ones a bit better since they haven't, their best trade is not behind them. Hyper stagflation, autopilot made the market crash once. What do you mean autopilot? Are you talking about Tesla autopilot? What does that mean? What does that mean? Explain to me. Crouching tiger, hidden rally. Is bullish on Apple. Turtleneck, you know I'm bullish on Apple. It's my, by far, and not even close, my largest position in my long-term account, but we've been holding it for years now. So, you know, we've reaped those rewards. But it is, it has been a tough hold because you know you watch likes of Nvidia and the likes of Google and others. Joey, rocket up all the time, and Apple is just not that kind of stock.
No, it's not that. It's not that kind of stock, man. But I think with these big boys, man, they each have their time in the spotlight. We're all out of Tesla here, guys. So you can see right off of those lows, nice 5-cent risk. You take 10, 11 cents on that one, a little bit more than that. So 2-to-1 was hit there on TSLL. I got all out, inverted hammer candle right at the volume weighted average price. I think there's going to be a little bit more selling. You have that inverted print there on the TQs, engulfing volume signature, guys. And then you have that indecision print right at some key resistance zones. And you can see that we're starting to come right back into the range. So once we break, look at Meta go. Sell a little bit more. We're going to grab some. I'm pretty sure this thing was in the 70s not too long ago. What was that previous high? 676. So you're now like $20 literally off of that specific level. I don't have that buy button, but we're going to hit that bang, bang, bang and see what we got going on with that. So, yeah, I'm a buyer of Netflix. I'm a buyer of Meta all day, every day, guys.
All day,
well, I mean, not every day, literally not from an intraday standpoint, but in the long term, most definitely. But yeah, I mean, there it is, a big time volume actually here. Let's take a little bit deeper look into this. Look at this outstanding volume print. This is going to be the third largest print so far today. And we still have a couple minutes left, 3 minutes left on this 5-minute candle to be printed. So let's see if some more buying pressure steps in here and we close as a complete hammer right at some key support levels. Maybe get somewhat of a bounce in META, guys.
Fluffy Hippo said, I'd look younger if I shaved my mustache off. Then Ram, you know, true to form, wants to bully me. She's like, don't make him do that. Implying that, you know, I look worse. Shout out to Ram. So mean all the time. Mosback, 123, Sharif, Joe, ASBI, going good today. Any opinions? Let's look. Here it is. ASBI. Did you type that in right, brother? ABSI, sorry, my dyslexia, ABSI. Okay, not bad. Catching a nice bit of a bid here. This is a flat top break ascending wedge candidate. The higher lows are what I immediately see, and that clear area of resistance at 380 to low 80s, 83, 82, whatever in that area. What's operative here, in my opinion, is the higher lows and that flat top. That shape looks real good. If you can catch it right, this one might rock it up. But look at VELO Joseph, man. We got 57s on. We just took out 905, actually. Shout out to the area code.
Oh.
Showing 908s now. I've posted. I've still got more outs on this one. We're posting above the high of the day at 14s. It is a 910 high of day here on VELO. VELO was negative for me, but we made that back and then some. We're actually positive now on VELO. Please as dang punch. Let's see if we can do a little bit more damage on this one. But to go back to ABSI, I do like this pattern, brother. It is not a bad look over here, especially if you catch it at an area low and then ride that for the flat top break, you know, above that 3 mid-80s. Let me know how it goes. Casey freaking 526. She's unstoppable force. And she's dropping another 10 free premium memberships for Trader TV Live. So if you are watching us right now on YouTube and you are in the chat, you are now eligible. I don't know if they got distributed quite yet. Yes. Okay, so who got the memberships? Unique, Carbon got one, Mystery God got one, Giza got one, Samo. Who else, man? The bedhead guy, I like that. Clover Solo. Go Bills 3803 got one.
Go Bills.
X Dammy 87. So all of you guys got the free membership. Thank you very much, Casey 526. And you guys can now go into the post section. So I'll show you guys exactly where to go over here to be able to see my morning watch list. So you're gonna weasel on over. We're gonna switch our account, Joey. We're gonna go like that, and then we're gonna go to the Trader TV homepage. Go view your channel. There you go. Just go to posts, and then you'll see it right here. There it is. Sharif's morning note every day, and then you'll see members only in green. Just click the read more, and there she is right there. You click that. There's the Google Drive. You get that every single morning. And as you can see, it's posted bright and early before we go live. It usually is posted around 7:45, you know, maybe 7:50, but certainly way before 8 o'clock because I have my duties on the big desk. Thank you so much, KC526, for that as well. And Fluffy Hippo, I seen it. You cannot spoil the. That's so nice of you, Casey. I appreciate, or Fluffy Hippo, so kind and all class, Fluffy Hippo. I like her name, Joey.
Adrian Petrus just gifted 20 memberships.
Oh
there,
no!
so
What is going on?
Membership. It's the membership moment.
20 membies from what's I got to read out his name properly here, Joey, because I can't see it that well. Adrian Petrus. Shout out to, I'm assuming it's a playoff, Adrian Peterson, one of my favorite running backs, man. He's also from Texas, but never played for the Cowboys. But thank you so much for the 20 Trader TV Live gifted memberships. Again, guys, if you guys are one of the ones who got the membership, you got to be in the chat, right? Otherwise, you can't get the membership. So we're constantly getting individuals like Casey and Adrian, as well as others. Nimrod used to do it a lot as well.
Yeah, what's our bro been?
I don't know what he's up to, bro. You're the one that talks to him all the time.
Yeah.
You got to be in the chat in order to get the membies. So thank you so much for that.
Listening.
Guys. Yeah, shout out to Nimrod, man. I miss him. I'm going to message him because I haven't even spoken to him in a long time. So I want to see what he's up to. Hope he's been doing real well, man.
Yeah, man. He was doing real well. I can tell you that.
Joey, we got another high of day on VELO. 916 high a day. Didn't cross. So I had my order at 14s. It didn't print. That's okay. I am a Cowboys fan. How did that happen? The Mag 7 News? I'll tell you how it happened. Grade 8, we had to do this anthology, right? I don't know if anybody else had to do that in the Greater Toronto area. We had to do this anthology, and I was told that I had to actually do it on a sports team. So the Cowboys were, this is 1995, 8th grade, and I had to do it on a sports team, as I said. And that was kind of like my grade, middle school was my foray into football. I really wasn't a football guy until grade 7. I had been a soccer guy. So started watching. You don't really have a preference for the team because you don't really follow a sport. Who's winning? Cowboys. I'm like, all right, I'll do the anthology on the Cowboys. So I sent them, and this is back in the day, you couldn't get anything online. I sent them a request for what they called the media kit, and they would send you this huge like parcel in the mail with all this information on the players and all that kind of stuff. And so I just fell in love with the team at the time, man. And then we won the Super Bowl against the Steelers that year. So it was nice. And we haven't won the Super Bowl ever since. So we haven't been close. Not even the NFC Championship, man.
Yeah,
so
well,
it's tough. But that's how that happened. That's really the extent of the story.
All right, good stuff, man. All right, Zipper Binder. I appreciate those kind words, my friend. I'm looking at Meta. Let's see if these levels can hold up. Some aggressive selling here, guys. Keep that in mind, right? Some big-time selling here in META right through that neckline. So you're punching through support. You can see the momentum pick up as you're heading towards that support level. It cracks. But look at this 1-minute print. This is going to be the largest that we've seen on the intraday price action. That's a big signal, in my opinion. So we're going to wait. If it comes down into here, we're going to use FBL. We're going to use that 2x leverage product, right? And look for these levels to continuously hold. We want to keep that risk as tight as we possibly can. So once it cracks that zone, then we're out of dodge. But we're not going to complain what we had there on Tesla. Gerald, I hope you're having a fantastic day, my boy. So there it is. Tesla, give it 5 cents of risk. You hit that 2-to-1 as you start to climb a little bit higher. See that inverted hammer candle right at the volume weighted average price. So I'm like, all right, let's just lock in what we have remaining, around 33%. And then sure enough, it is climbing higher, but I have no issues with it whatsoever. But my boy.
Yes, sir.
You know who it is.
What is it?
It's Adam James, HPN. It's football. The Gunners, I don't know who the Gunners are.
Arsenal,
Oh, Arsenal.
bro.
Okay, all right.
Arsenal. We're still in first, but I'm very disappointed with what happened, but go ahead.
How is TSL2 average and TSLR in the green? They're both 2x long. Yeah, that's a great question. I have no idea. I've never traded TSLR. Thank you for that $5 super chat.
It's interesting.
Take a look at what we got going on. Ooh, it's very e-liquid. Let's pull it up here so we can see where, no, well, let's see, TSLL is not down 2.5%. It's up 0.5%. Let's take a look at TSLR.
See, look at it, Joey.
Is that Amex, I'm assuming, here? Come on, you could do it.
You can do it. You want me to look?
Yeah, I'm.
TSLR is the ticker?
Yeah.
It is on the Nasdaq, Joey.
Is it on the NQ?
It's the Nasdaq, yeah.
SLR, let's see.
Well,
yeah,
at least on IB.
We
may not have permission.
Yeah, we don't even
You're
have
on AM, brother.
Well, I know, but I just pulled it up here.
Okay.
Right, and it's not there, so I can't really tell you. What's it? Do you see?
Just pull it up on IB.
I don't have the percentage metrics like you do on there. What is yours saying?
Here, you want me to pull it up?
Yeah,
I can do it.
right.
Yeah, right here, man. TSLR, correct?
Yeah.
Okay,
it's
here
up
it is.
0.3%.
Yes, LR. Here it goes, Joey.
0.3%.
Exactly
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
31.98 trading right now.
I mean, there's a 20 bips difference right there. I don't know why. That thing's not the granite. Those granites, I don't know about that, man. It's not working out relatively well, that's for sure. So yeah, that's what we got going on. I don't know why you'd be trading TSLR over this, in my opinion. One's $31, one's $19, and then you can see the huge disparity within the liquidity. So I don't understand why you would be trading one that's not very liquid. There goes Tesla.
What?
Oh my days. Yeah, there it is. We didn't hold on to it. We got it all out. So we're not going to complain now, climbing up to 1924. So not too bad of a look. It would have been nice to hold on to it. Again, there's no real reason for me to get out, but I was just, hey, let's lock it in and let's just be patient now. We only got 45 minutes roughly until the FOMC. So I'm not going to be trading anything. I'm going to eat my lunch. I'm going to let Jerome Powell yap on a little bit, and then I'm going to look for trades based off of that.
I can't believe. Wow. All right, man. We made it. We made it a little bit back there, Joey. I'm very happy about that.
Yeah, man. That's good. That's a big move.
Yeah, we're almost shut down. All right, let's start the news, guys. We're going to be a little bit lighter on the news today. Adair won't be joining us today as she has to take care of her FOMC duties. So just Joey and I. It'll be the boys today. So let's get right down to work. And we want to talk initially, of course, about the demand for the H200 in China. We spoke to you yesterday about the Chinese regulator dissuading its companies from touching these chips. But now, you know, the market dynamics are what they are, and then they want them. So ByteDance, Alibaba have apparently approached Nvidia about placing major orders for that H200. But the companies first want clarity on supply as well as the regulatory approval before committing with big money, with Beijing yet to issue formal guidance on the H200, as that is a new development, of course. Give you an idea how the H200 pairs, or compares, I should say, to the H20. It's being spoken about here, Joey, as 6 times more powerful, obviously making it much more attractive. China has recently, though, restricted government-backed entities as well as their tech companies from buying NVIDIA's chips, which is limiting NVIDIA's market share to dang near zero. Jensen's words, not mine. Government regulators have been meeting with major Chinese tech firms to evaluate the demand that they have in their country, as well as prepare a coordinated regulatory response. But it's not all sunshine and rainbows for these Chinese companies that want to buy the H200, and that's because the H200 production is very limited. It is basically a 2023 chip. The H100 is its successor. Blackwell is the successor to the H100, so the amount that are being made currently are very, very small, and so, you know, getting them in quantity could be a bit trickier. But we already know the H200 already has a presence in China, despite not being legally sold there, because Chinese universities, military-linked laboratories, data centers, they've all used and attempted to get more of these H200s, Joey, via indirect channels. We spoke about a story yesterday where 2 Americans and a Canadian were charged with smuggling all these H100 and H200s into China.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I think we knew that there was going to be somewhat demand for these things, considering the H20, obviously the H200 being substantially more powerful, but with the Chinese regulators, we had a lot of these large corporations actually getting the licensing to purchase them, which was a big time thing. And I think that's just going to display the fact that, hey, the H200, there's going to be demand. And I think that was something that we were really worried about. Do the Chinese actually want these chips? But you have these big players saying, hey, we want them. And sure enough, Jensen's going to sell it to him if he
absolutely.
Yeah, exactly.
Now, we should note that President Trump said that the Commerce Department would have to vet all the different purchasers, even Chinese. That's one thing. The other thing is the Chinese companies, they've always wanted NVIDIA silicon. It's the regulator. The Chinese regulator doesn't want them using it for a number of reasons. One, you know, officially they've said, oh, they've got backdoors, kill switches, they can be remotely controlled. But in my humble opinion, it is because they want to force their own tech industry to catch up and not to rely on American technology because that gives the Americans leverage in negotiations and many other things. So
let me ask you this, Sharif. I'm saying, yeah, they can purchase this tech, but we know what the Chinese is good at. They're good at taking other technology, making it their own, and also cheaper as well, too.
They are.
So if I'm the Chinese government, I'm like, hey, ship as many as you would like, all of them, because we're just going to mimic your tech at the end of the day.
The problem, Joey, you're absolutely right. The problem, though, lies with ASML, and that's why I'm an investor in ASML. The Zeiss as well, which gives the mirrors to ASML. They can't seem to replicate that technology quite yet. When they do, to me, it's a matter of when, not if. But for now, we do have the strategic advantage, we meaning North America. Let's go on to Microsoft's $17.5 billion investment in India. So I'm going to cover Amazon and Microsoft because they're both India investments, and we'll just speak about them as a cohesive whole. They announced $17.5 billion to be spent or invested in over 4 years, the largest investment it's ever made in Asia. It's going to be for cloud, of course, and AI hyperscale builds. This follows a high-profile meeting between Satya Nadella and Prime Minister Modi, so it makes sense there. And they've already, Microsoft that is, have committed $3 billion in addition to the 17.5 back in January, which brings the total, of course, to 20.5. The goal, expand data centers, give GPU-rich computer clusters to the Indians, and create sovereign, what they call cloud zones, as we've seen this sovereign AI build out, especially in the Middle East, really take shape. Azure AI is going to be integrated into the major national platforms, especially the Ministry of Labor there and the National Career Services. Microsoft says it's doubling its January commitment to try and train as many as 20 million Indians on AI by 2030, and the company already employs about 22,000 people so far in the country. Going on to Amazon, because again, an India headline, they're committing $35 billion to India through 2030 for the same thing, cloud and AI infrastructure. They've already invested $40 billion, so that brings the total to $75 billion once fully spent. It's going to be deployed, of course, towards AI-driven digitization, export expansion, and large-scale job creation. And they want to create about 1 million jobs there by 2030.
Yep.
And they're saying India lacks sufficient compute infrastructure for advanced AI workloads, which is a key bottleneck for AWS. And they're looking to kind of cure that, Joey, by investing in hardware.
Yeah, I mean, we're slowly starting to see these, the American mega cap names creep into India, which I think could be a massive emerging market. I think the first one out of them all was Apple a couple years ago, opening up some Apple stores there as well. And then we started seeing them slowly start to creep in. Tesla's in there as well too. Now you have Amazon. So a lot going on. Now you got Microsoft building some plants in there as well too. So a lot of things that can happen there potentially in India.
All right, we're going to skip over this Apple story because it's basically the same thing from Citi. iPhone sales are good. They're raising their price target. Nothing we haven't heard of already. Let's talk about Oracle, though. Oracle reports after the bell today. It's not just the FOMC. It's Oracle and Adobe. Make sure you are, keeping an eye on that. We're not live anymore from 4 to 4:30, but if you're invested in the names, obviously you gotta keep an eye out on that as well as the earnings call. So Oracle's been volatile. Up 30% still year to date, despite a brutal October where it lost 23%, then bounced back a little bit in November to the tune of 10%. The street expects clarity today from Oracle. They want to know about their ability to fund these massive AI and data center expansions, and it's going to be the first time we get the new co-CEOs on the earnings call. Safra Catz did the last one there. Oracle's visibility in AI surged after a $300 billion compute deal with, you guessed it, OpenAI. But now, as a result of that deal, Oracle is leaning heavily on the debt markets. More on that in a second. They raised $18 billion in September, and that is one of their largest bond offerings in tech, apparently, in tech at the moment, and their largest IG debt issuer among non-financials. Analysts expect Oracle is going to need about $20 to $30 billion in new debt annually, not just total, for 3 years to fund the build-outs they have in New Mexico, Wisconsin, as well as some other regions. And their total, so far, not the amount that they're going to take on, so far their total debt that from this expansion is $111.6 billion. That's up from $84.5 last year. Cash balance remains low, $10.5 billion. RBC and others, another analyst, Joey, they're expecting alternative capital sources. They can't just keep raising from the debt markets. Analysts expect, though, 15% revenue growth with that top line number to come in at about 16.2 billion. But it was this headline, Joey, that got everybody super pumped. RPOs, remaining performance obligations. We heard about their RPO last time being about 455 billion. They're expecting it, analysts that is, expecting it to exceed over 500 billion this quarter. But as we got word after that headline came in, that a great majority of that 455 billion was to one company, man. OpenAI, who themselves is being questioned about how they're going to fund things.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, when you guide this aggressively, and it's obviously the spend as well too is just through the roof. It was really exciting when you had that massive gap up, Sharif, but after that, the street hasn't liked it whatsoever. You're down 46%, so you've almost cut that price in half, and you haven't even came close to testing that previous $350 level. The backlog, I mean, so much for it. At the end of the day, it doesn't matter if the street's not going to respect it, and they think, hey, man, you guys are just going to spend too much money to meet your specific demands, and I think that's the case here with Oracle.
Exactly, and the thing is too, Joey, if we're basing a lot of the stock price on the RPO, and then OpenAI comes and it's like, well, all right, well, we're not going to spend 500 billion anymore. There's been efficiencies, okay? We're only going to spend 250. All of a sudden, that RPO number,
it's disastrous.
you know what I mean?
It's disastrous.
So efficiencies here have a way of hurting some of these names.
Oracle's in on the TikTok bit as well.
It is, of course.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I mean, if we talk
Good
about
point.
pipeline, that's not horrible either, right? But it's just the guide, and then obviously the capex to meet the backlog and the demand. I think is just too high for the street. They don't like it.
Fair. Let's go on to the next topic, Joey. Marvell. We were talking to you guys about Marvell possibly losing some big contracts. Their CEO went on, I think, Mad Money and made his case. So Marvell CEO Matt Murphy told CNBC's Jim Cramer that rumors claiming that Marvell lost major hyperscalers, the business of major hyperscalers is, quote, flat out wrong. The reports that we gave to you implied that Amazon and Microsoft had reduced their orders for custom silicon from Marvell, but Murphy insisted nothing had changed after the earnings report when he gave us all this. He reiterated that Marvell's position in U.S. hyperscalers is, quote, deep and, quote, rock solid, stressing continuity in orders as well as partnerships. Marvell announced, of course, as we reported to you a couple of weeks ago, that they had acquired Celestial AI for $3.25 billion, which is certainly going to help their photonics and AI accelerator capabilities, Joey. We never really know what the truth is going to be, but the dude came out and said that ain't true. If he says that and it ends up being he's not right, he's going to get in a lot of trouble. So I'm more inclined to think the analyst is wrong here and the CEO is right.
I would like
what do you think?
Yeah, I think so. The exact same thing. I mean, could this be the next potential Broadcom move, Sharif? If they have all this demand in which they're referring to, you're still down 30%. So you're drastically, you haven't even broke that previous pivot high. So you're underperforming the overall market. January of 25, you haven't even came anywhere close. Your stock was cut more in half, right? But if they have everything that they're saying down the pipeline and the demand is real, then by all means, look at Marvell as AVGO potentially. Look at this stock from the April lows. This thing is drastically outpacing a lot of these big names. I mean, even Amazon. Amazon's been lagging, obviously comparing apples to oranges,
right.
But you're 200% opposed to down 30%. So keep an eye out for Marvell to play a little bit of catch up here.
All right, I want to show this chart or infographic before we go on to the next story. And this is what this is, guys. So the EU makes more, this is super interesting, more from fines on U.S. tech than their own tech companies paying tax. At least that was the case in 2024. So in 2024, the EU fined U.S. tech companies 3.8 billion euros. And in that same year, their own tech companies, including SAP, others, SAP, paid 3.2 billion euros in taxes. That doesn't happen every year, but that may be a standout. Apple paying the most there, 1.8 billion. Meta, a little over $1 billion. LinkedIn paid 310. I think Uber paid 290. And the reason I'm talking about that is because this story Coming up next, Intel EU antitrust fine cut by 1/3. We'll talk about that when we get back from Adara.
Market dropping here as we digest comments from White House senior economic advisor Kevin Hassett. Now, again, Kevin Hassett is being heavily favored as the next Fed chair. He's saying that the Fed will likely need more cuts and that stronger data could actually support a 50 basis point cut. He said that the Fed has a lot of room to reduce interest rates. So again here, Hassett talking quite a lot about about Fed rate cuts. Market does not seem to like it. He also just said that a 25 basis point cut would be, quote, a small step in the right direction. So basically Hassett saying, sure, they can cut rates, but there's a lot more that needs to be done. Back to you.
For that, so here's what happened. Europe's General Court, they upheld the EU Commission's 2023 antitrust decision against Intel for anti-competitive practice, but what they did was they reduced the fine. Initially, well, not even initially, I'll get to that in a sec. The fine that was reduced was dropped from 376 million euros to 237 million euros, $140 million reduction. Here's what happened. The case centers on Intel's payments that they made to HP, Acer, and Lenovo between the years of 2002 to 2006, this is how far back it goes, to delay or block those companies from using AMD's chips. Regulators classify these as what they call naked restrictions, which are payments with no justification other than suppressing the competition. This is why I said the fine was reduced multiple times. The EU first fined Intel 1.06 billion euros in 2009. 2009, think about that. How much that was worth at the time. One of the largest tech fines ever at the time. That ruling, though, was partially annulled in 2022, leading to that revised 376 million euro decision. But as I just showed you, Joey, it is very interesting how this works. I guess I want to comment on the story itself, and then whether or not you feel maybe retaliatory measures are
well, that's what I was thinking.
Are in order.
I'm surprised that Donald hasn't said more about this, right? Like, why isn't he using this, obviously, with like tariff negotiations as well, too? It's like, hey, man, you gotta stop fining our company so much. Do you want us to operate or not? Okay, no problem. You're gonna continue to fine them? 50% tariff or something along those lines. So, I mean, it has to go tit for tat at some point. You don't want to go tit for tat, I should say.
You don't want to do it.
You want to find a median and be like, hey, listen, we're going to cool down on the fines, and then we're going to cool off those those levies as well, too. Yeah. So, very interesting stuff, but at least with Intel, they're getting that slash. So
they are, and like, I was expecting maybe like just some sort of response against European companies, even if you don't want to mix in the tariffs with this, even if that was their thinking. I don't know. We'll have to wait and see.
It's interesting stuff. Like, I think the States would have an upper hand on the fact, like, just do, because obviously Europe wants to tap into the American consumer. They do. With that being said, it's like, hey, you got to stop fining our companies. How do our corporations pay more in fines than what yours do in tax?
That's just maddening to me. Let's go on to the next story. Palantir with a big contract with the U.S. Navy, expanding, of course, their defense footprint. So they secured a $448 million contract with the U.S. Navy to manage supply chain of its nuclear submarine fleet. The contract adds about $2 billion in new government deals that landed since Trump returned to office. The Navy deployment, it's called Ship OS, and it replaces manual parts tracking labor with predictive AI. It's going to start with submarines, but the platform could later expand to jet fighters, aircraft carriers, as well as additional vessels. And Navy leadership said AI adoption is certainly going to improve schedules, increasing capacity, as well as reduce some cost. Just to give you an idea of how Palantir's contracts now are structured or distributed, I should say, between government and commercial. Government revenue in Q3 for Palantir was $486 million. That's up 52% year over year, but a healthy growth as well for their commercial unit. Their commercial revenue in Q3 came to $397 million, so almost $100 million lighter, but also doubled year over year, Joey. Palantir, is it still up on the day?
I don't know.
All right, let's find out.
Yeah. We're still up. Yeah, we're still holding up around those highs there, Sharif. It's doing pretty good. I have the chart up right here.
Not too bad, actually.
Yeah, it's not too bad whatsoever. I mean, as with Palantir, man, this thing continues to perform, increasing government contracts. We thought for some time, like, hey, they're too reliant, but the commercial's starting to pick up as well, too, and so is abroad. We've seen that segment grow within the company, and I think it's going to continue to do so. So just having the ability to collect a bunch of information and relay that into something that's kind of essentially readable and digestible is huge, and it's been sending this stock to numbers that you would never have guessed, because I remember trading this thing at $5, $10 even. So yeah, some good stuff here in Palantir, holding up relatively well compared to the rest of the market, and it looks like it's on that trajectory to come and test this previous high around $210 there, Sharif, 207 to be exact.
I don't think I'm saying anything different, Jay Dizzle. I'm just saying that it's reached that price. I'm not saying it grew at a faster rate or faster CAGR or slower CAGR. I didn't speak about the rate of growth. That didn't come out of my mouth. So I think you should check what you're saying there, brother. Eli Lilly is going to spend about $6 billion to build a new production facility in Huntsville, Alabama. This is the third new U.S. site that the company's building, and they've now committed $27 billion to new manufacturing builds on top of the $23 billion that they've already invested since 2020. CEO David Rick said the investment accelerates that onshoring pharmaceutical activity as the 100% tariffs possibly for pharmaceuticals manufactured abroad could come into play. We don't really know when. The FDA, though, is giving Lilly a little bit of a nod here. So increased manufacturing capacity, said the CEO, is critical ahead of the drug's regulatory submission because they're aiming to avoid supply shortages like they had with the GLP-1. And the FDA granted Lilly a priority review voucher, potentially speeding up the approval of their new GLP-1 pill to be a little bit faster. So it could get approved in just a few months. Very interesting look there. Next story, because they're both kind of related, Joey. Fizer strikes a $2.1 billion licensing deal to rebuild its obesity pipeline, but they're not doing it in the way that you think. They signed a $2.1 billion licensing agreement with Yao Pharma, which is a subsidiary of Shanghai Fosun Pharma, to develop and commercialize an early-stage oral GLP-1 pill, obesity pill. The deal includes a $150 million upfront payment and up to almost $2 billion in milestone payments. But Pfizer's renewed push into the obesity drug market is not without some setbacks. We'll get to those setbacks in a second. But here's the deal. This Yao Pharma oral GLP-1 drug, it targets the same hormone, that GLP-1, as Novo Nordisk's Wegovy, but it's still very early in the development stages, meaning commercialization, at least in the way that they're going to reap profits, is still years away. Pfizer will run later stage trials while Yao Pharma will conduct the phase 1 trial. Pfizer intends, though, to use this GLP-1 that they're picking up from Yao Pharma to include with its own molecule a GIP candidate mimicking that dual action approach that we've seen by Zepbound and Mounjaro. The deal also complements Pfizer's recent $10 billion Metsera acquisition after a heated bidding war with Novo. And here's the deal. Pfizer is screwed up twice already. They scrapped 2 obesity pill drug trials in the last 2 years due to safety and tolerability issues, and they're urgently needing new options, obviously, to stay competitive. BMO notes, though, Joey, that limited supply data on the drug by that Yao Pharma makes this, possibly a bit of a riskier entry. And listen to this, roughly 1 in 8 U.S. adults now report using GLP-1.
That's crazy.
In the
All right, first things first.
Yes, sir.
I like the pill. Why? Because what storage costs, that's really huge. So that's going to increase it. It also increases your total addressable market as well, too. You can go to places who don't have certain capacities, too. Now, my question is to you, Sharif.
Yes, sir.
Do you think that with these obesity pills, it seems like some of these major manufacturers are trying to come out with their own. It does seem like there's somewhat of a demand for it. There's still a current large amount of demand, but could we get too much of a supply to the point where, hey, you're investing too much, like we're talking about the AI trade, is like, okay, is there going to be down the road, because if everybody becomes skinny, you're not going to need that pill at the end of the day come 5 years down the road.
You know what, bro? I think you're absolutely right.
Yeah.
It's going to get to be kind of crowded because everybody's going to have their own. But
There's more fast food restaurants out there.
Exactly.
Yeah, there's
You
more.
got to be
fast
nice
food.
about it, though. I mean,
What is wrong with saying that there's a lot of fast food restaurants? out
I'm
there
not
and
talking
people-
about you. I'm just saying about the words that I'm selecting.
But let's not beat around the bush here, Sharif. That's the oil, sugar, and salt are probably some of the 3 most addictive substances on the planet.
100%.
So when you're spitting that out to the public,
It is what it is, man.
Yeah,
There's
it is.
demand for it. Look, and again, I've talked about this off camera as well. There's other uses for these GLP-1 drugs. A lot of people are talking about addiction issues that it helps with. We'll have to wait and see as those are studied at the moment. So let's go on to the next story. GameStop reported earnings after the bell yesterday. And it was not good top line number. It was a good bottom line number because while they're able to shore up costs, they reported revenue of $821 million, but that was down from the previous quarter or from a year ago, excuse me, year over year on the quarter comps. $860 million, that's a 4.5% decline. Earnings came in at positive, though, 24 pennies a share, a notable improvement from the 6 pennies a share they showed last year, which is that cost discipline, despite the top line weakness. We're going to pause for a second, Joey.
all right, guys, Bitcoin, Ethereum moving. Keep that in mind. New traders, listen up. First month free. That's right. We're waiving fees. Trade smarter, not harder. Upgrade to Elite. Analyze, strategize, capitalize. Our platform, it's everything. Infinite data, instant trading, lightning fast market insights, game-changing charts, predict with backtesting, reliable real-time data, global markets at your fingertips, all in one platform. Don't miss out. Execute your best trades now, ready to elevate your trading. Scan the QR code or click the link in the description. Yeah, Bitcoin and Ethereum are really moving here, guys. Look at Ethereum. I think it's outpacing what Bitcoin's up to right now. So a big, strong move, volume starting to kick in. And then here's IBIT as well, too, guys. So you're now punching through that high of the day, holding the volume-weighted average price, and you're climbing 50 cents just like that, guys. So some nice movement here in Bitcoin and in ETH.
Joey. All right, so that good cost discipline there. Let's talk about what they did because it's really Bitcoin and then their legacy business. GameStop, they continue to expand into crypto, purchasing Bitcoin earlier this year and putting it on their corporate balance sheet. Their BTC holdings were valued at $528.6 million at the end of Q2, but when you do some mark-to-market accounting, you look at it right now, apparently it's at 519.4, obviously Bitcoin having dropped. But their core video game retail remains challenged due to digital distribution shifts, falling foot traffic, and thinning physical software margins. Joey, is there a future to go in, Ram, to the GameStop, buy a game, or is everybody going to download stuff now?
Well, the only thing is that you just need to buy the physical console, right? But other than that, you can get all the games online, right?
Get all the games online.
Okay, so if you wanted to go buy me a PS5 right now, where are you getting it? Walmart. Okay, that's the answer that I was looking for.
Fabian said, have you heard about the Steam box? No, Fabian, I haven't.
No, what is a Steam box? Wow, Ethereum's going nuts.
Okay, Valve, which controls Steam, has introduced what they're calling a console killer. And is it as good, Fabian, as apparently it's pretty good, he's saying.
Steam? Yeah.
And they're dropping a
Baby,
VR glass
Why don't you
headset.
talk to both of us?
I don't know if you
we
can, but...
yeah.
Okay. Steambox is a sauna, says YY. All right, man. It's GameCube, does everything as a computer and console. Ichiro says, I think it's going to flop. It's a non-existent console from Steam, says Omar Diaz. Can't vouch for Steambox. Can vouch for Steambox. It's going to be amazing, says The Volted. So many different comments there, man. I absolutely love it.
What is
yeah,
this?
pull it up, Joey. Let's find out what this is. Yeah, man.
Steam, who's it created by?
What is it called again, Fabian?
Steam by
Steambox, Joey. Yeah, bring that in.
Yeah,
Steambox. Yeah.
What is this thing?
There
This
you
looks
go.
like a
Just
PSP,
bring it in.
man.
Steam Machine, Joey.
Jeez, get it right, guys.
All right, it's okay.
Let's see. Let's see this thing here.
All right, bring it in so everybody can look at it.
Well, I got to
man.
look it up first, brother. Jeez. All right, let's see what we got going on. Steam Machine right here.
That's the VR headset that he was saying.
Okay, so this little thing right here.
It's a wireless.
Okay, so like, why am I buying the Steam Machine over a PS5?
I'm assuming
Fabian?
it's probably a lot cheaper.
Can I play the
games.
same? Can I play the majority of the games? Like, can I play a PS5 game on this thing? But but a Steam version of the PS5.
So these are computer games, right? So these are computer games, Fabian, right? That you can play on there, right? That's the. Everything's leaning towards PC gaming. That's what he's saying.
Yeah, I mean, like, listen, we talk about market share all the time. You got to take into consideration that Xbox and PS5 pretty much hold the majority, of it, with the exception of Nintendo, right? PC well, started to get more as the AMD chips got better, as the NVDA chips got better. You started to see that market share lose. But I don't know. I personally haven't heard of this thing, nor have I seen any form of a commercial. I think it's just going to be hard to remove that dominance that PS5 and the PlayStation 4. Okay. All right.
Well, he said he knows personally 4 people that are going to buy this machine, and there's a lot of comments coming in, so people clearly know about this.
A lot of people are saying that Steam is going to dominate. So,
hey man,
hey, how much is this thing going to cost me here, Fabian?
Yep. $700.
It's not even out yet?
No, it's not out yet. No.
It's
still hype right now. Yeah. Okay, that's going to be quite interesting.
That's interesting. Yeah.
Yeah, I used to game on the PC back in the day, and but that was really it.
Hey, did you hear that story with Jensen and Sega?
No, I didn't.
So I think in the earlier days of NVDA, Jensen was supposed to create essentially the I could be getting some of this wrong, the Sega console.
Okay.
And then the creator of it, I believe it was the individual in Japan, he said, hey, he goes up to him and says, yeah, we can't make this. And it was literally like at the brink of elimination for NVDA. So he's like, yeah, I can't create this console for you. I can't get you what we told you we were going to get, but I still need you to pay me that money. Yeah, and surprisingly so, he did. Jensen's like, yeah, the CEO of Sega was like, yeah, I'm still going to give that to you, but as an investment. But if he didn't get that $5 million, NVDA would have had to dissolve.
That's interesting. I didn't know that at all.
For those who have fact-checked me, Chad, I'm pretty sure that's
super interesting.
Yeah. So it was NVDA was close to going underwater.
Crazy.
Back when Sega was a big thing,
GPUs,
and then he got the CEO, an individual in Japan. He said he's a fantastic individual. Invest $5 million into NVDA.
Very interesting.
And pay that bill. He's like, hey man, I can't give you what I promised you, but I still need the money.
Right.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Stuff. Yeah.
All right, guys. Look, the other news headlines are not that pressing, so we'll just forego them. It's basically Chewy, the reported earnings. We talked a little bit of that in the morning. Maybe we'll go over this one, Joey. GE Vernova is having a great day today. At least it was in the pre. Where is it at right now? It's up 14.5%. So let's cover GE Vernova as they close in on that $200 billion market cap. So they raised, well, they had revenue. They raised their 2028 revenue outlook now to $52 billion, expecting a low double-digit CAGR compounding annual growth rate, up from the prior $45 billion, and it's grounded in single-digit growth. Management highlighted their early-stage secular growth in electrification with massive multi-decade runway as the global grid scale in AI, as well as electric vehicles, of course, as well as renewable and industrial demand starts to increase. The CEO emphasized that their large installed base and long-cycle solutions position the company to capture sustained market expansion. What else we got here? They updated as well their 2026 guidance. Revenue expected to come in 41 to 42 billion. Free cash flow is going to be around 4.5 to 5 billion. That's up from the prior guide of 3.5 to 4. So good luck there. And they're accelerating their returns, Joey. They doubled their quarterly dividend to 50 pennies. 250 pennies, which is annualized. Look here is $2 a share. That's going to start in Q1. And they also boosted their share repurchase authorization up from 6 billion to 10. Obviously, looking to put shareholder value. And they say, look, electricity demand tied to AI data centers, as well as the electrification of transportation vis-a-vis EVs, is creating a multi-year demand for increased grid power as well as renewable segments, Joey. So they see this as a good longer-term tailwind.
Do you have any more data on this thing? I don't know if this is just the.
Remember they spun off from GE?
That's
split.
Why. Okay, I figured. So, they did. Isn't FedEx is doing that as well too, breaking up into multiple segments as well?
I forgot, to be quite honest with you.
They're going to. I'm pretty sure relatively soon. But yeah, 516% in GE Vernova and a big time gap up, guys. So that's a little bit over a year. So I wouldn't be complaining whatsoever. Fantastic stuff. Maybe you get a split around $1,000, but yeah, they did divide from GE as well. Let's take a look at what actual GE is up to.
What is it up to?
That's General Electric. Yeah, I mean, not too bad, Sharif.
Okay.
I mean, hey.
It's been no, not too bad at all, man.
Not too bad. It did break
Vernova trade though,
Yeah,
and I've been saying this for a while, man. And I haven't gotten into any nuclear names, and I always feel like it's just past, but I don't know. I'm in BE and I've just left it at that. BE is getting rinsed today, by the way.
Yeah, so is
time.
So is SMR.
SMR as well.
Hot
Guys, I want to bring in BBGI over here because this one is halted to the upside yet again. And it's looking real good, man. BBGI, monster small cap gapper on the day. This will be my biggest loser on the day, though. BBGI, you know, we made some money back on the others, but BBGI still very negative on. We were almost shut down, and now we're barely red on the day. So quite happy with that. This one is halted at 16.26. A fantastic hold on that 110 candle off the volume weighted average price and rocketing right back up, taking a lot of halt levels with it. The high of the day is 2078. As I mentioned, we're halted at 16.26. Let's look at the trading screen here and see exactly what to expect in terms of the tap. So we're halted at 16.26. The tap is showing 16.70. Halt time. 1:45.04, so the earliest will be open is 1:50.04. It is currently, get it, Katina, man. It is currently 1:46.53, so we've only been halted for a couple of minutes. This one at the earliest will be open at 10:02. Also, iRobot, IRBT, catching another really nice bid off the volume weighted average price. Not even quite down to VWAP, just more into a technical area of support at that 470, 4 2/3. And there it goes back into 5, but 5 has been a troublesome spot for IRBT on the day, despite being a 520 high. You can see a lot of these prints, you know, they try to breach 5 and they fail. And then when we got above 5, we were immediately retracing down with lower highs. It's still up low, 40% on the day. So IRBT looking real good. VELO, we were involved in this one multiple times today. Also, you know, trying to get back above that $9 area. It's still holding trend for the most part with some higher lows. This one's up 35%, looking not too bad. I think that the selling is coming in between $9 to $9.10, $9 and $9.10, Joey. But I lied about going over 10 minutes early. We're gonna go over now. A little bit early.
The rollover is now, guys. Just be cautious. Don't go crazy leading into this print. Let JP talk a little bit. Let the volatility cool down, and then you can base trades off of that, guys. Other than that, I wish everyone a successful day. And if you're in the GTA, drive safe, everyone.
Yes, sir. See you guys.
There it is. Thank you, boys. Welcome everybody in, as I think everyone will trickle in rolling over. We got about 11 minutes, and then at that point,